God damn, JB got outclassed by the bot. Insane. Also, what's up, Ruda fan? Thanks so much for the sub. Bro is sub to a channel that never streams. Giga Chad. Bro is throwing the money away. Insane. You know, guys, I had a like I'm an adult moment a little earlier today. And what I mean by that is that you know, as some of you know, I've turned 24 recently. Very much a life-altering, moment. Turning 24. I woke up today feeling a stomachache from having too much chocolate the night before. I have never had a like, you know, I've had a stomachache before, but I've never had like a relatively uncomfortable stomachache from eating like anything that wasn't like literally poison. Like I've had like bad food before and I've gotten like, you know, food poisoning, but I'm talking about like just, you know, oh, I had too much sugar and now my stomach hurts, you know, this kind of thing. This never happened to me before. This morning I woke up and I was like, ooh, my stomach doesn't feel so good, and I realized it was because I had too much chocolate yesterday. I had a good day yesterday, so I had like I had some Reese's, and I didn't have a shit ton. I had like the little Reese's mini cups. I had maybe like 20 of them, and one serving's 11. So I had like a serving, and I had like almost 2 servings of Reese's. I wasn't on an empty stomach or anything. I had eaten dinner, but I think I'm just too old to have like that much chocolate now. It's crazy. I'm a fucking boomer, guys. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe it? Insane. I'm just me back to bed. Honestly, I wish, man. But I gotta start getting up early in the morning, guys. I have been throwing content-wise for like a month now because I've just ruined my sleep schedule, and I'm trying so bad to fix it. Past 3 days, I've been good. I am trying to keep it good. Okay, so y'all, I say y'all gotta hold me accountable. If you do that, actually, the pressure will make it worse. Don't hold me accountable. It sounds counterproductive, but unironically, like if I have a bad day, just let it be a bad day, and then I'll fix it. But okay. I need to wake up in the morning and stream in the morning. I realize I've thought about this whole like become like a nighttime streamer. It will ruin my life, so I can't do it. Okay, I will throw not just the stream away, but like my life away if I become like a nighttime streamer. So we stream it in the mornings. Okay, it used to be 10 a.m. It has to be even earlier so that I get up early. Okay, because when I wake up past like 11 a.m. if I wake up anywhere from like 11 a.m. like 1 p.m. it's over for that day. That day is wasted because I wake up and I'm like, dude, I have thrown so hard. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like there's like a shame. Also, I realized the timer repeated, so let me just swap over. There is a period of time when you're an adult where if you wake up at a certain time, you've thrown. It's over. Okay. This is the era of morning Tarkus, okay? I have, I have tea here. It's iced tea, so we still got some childish nature here. It's iced tea, but it's tea. It counts, right? Maybe. But yeah, point is, morning Tarkus era. Iced tea is bang, let me tell you otherwise. I agree. Yeah, honestly, it's probably better for my audience to, it's probably better for my audience anyway to stream in the morning, isn't it? Like, the worst possible time is, like, my afternoon. If I start streaming at, like, 1 or some shit, then it's, like, it's too early in the day for the Pacific viewers to watch, because it's, like, 1 p.m., so most people are, like, working. It's, like, 4 p.m. in Eastern time, which, so they're probably, like, coming home from work or having dinner or some shit. And then the Europeans are getting ready for bed, and then, like, I guess the Aussies are like willing to watch. You know what I mean? So definitely, I'm gonna start streaming at like 9 a.m. kind of thing. I'm gonna do a range 8 to 10. Let's call it that. I wake up when I wake up, but it's gonna be in the morning. Okay, I gotta do this, chat. I have renewed faith in my ability to get up in the morning. Okay, and early access to Victoria 3 DLC has not been helping. Okay, early access. The Victoria 3 DLC has been harming my ability to wake up in the morning. I was playing Victoria 3 yesterday till about 2 in the morning, okay? And today I got up at 6 in the morning. So I'm a little bit low on sleep, but I got up, is the important part. Okay? Me beating helps to sleep early, to be honest. That's a mana culture. I see you. Yeah. Tell him. You tell him the truth. Does it feel weird when I look in the camera? When I do this, do you feel weird? Or is it better if I look at whenever I talk, I look at myself because I get self-conscious. So I look at myself and I judge my own appearance. But I like the profile. Like, see, when I do this, it feels so attractive, and then when I do this, it's fine. Please stop doing that. Okay, I won't do that anymore. It's funny though. It's funny because I don't get to see it, so I get to just guess what it looks like. Because obviously, when I'm looking at the camera, I can't see what I look like. But I imagine it looks really off-putting because you're used to me having my eye line just a little bit below the camera. I'm looking. This is my sight line, you know. It goes like here to my own webcam because I have Streamlabs here, and I'm looking at myself, and I have chat slightly off the side. So when I go like this, I'm looking at chat. When I go like this, I'm looking at myself. Chat, me, chat, me. That's what's happening. I also can look over here for chat because I have it on another screen. Remember, I'm a one monitor streamer. Okay, never forget, one monitor streamer. Look at us and bite your upper lip. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. By the way, we have important business to discuss today. We have important business to discuss, and that is the dev diary, the ever important, all important dev diary. This one is a big one from what I've heard. Haven't read it yet. You're getting fresh eyes, boys. I have not looked at this dev diary. Well, okay. I've looked at it, as in the sense that I opened it and then checked that it got caught by Streamlabs. So I know the name of it is Administrative Government Part 1, but I haven't scrolled down. Okay? Before I do this, I do want to get some iced tea for my throat. You know, everyone that drink water is good, and this isn't water, but early access Victory and DLC under NDA, of course it is. Of course it is. I can't say a lot about it, but I will say this though. I've been playing it a lot, and you make of that what you will. Also, devs have been very responsive. I'm in a little Discord server, like with the early access people, and we basically do some like bug reporting and stuff, right? So far, devs have been very responsive. I'm pretty sure that doesn't break that wouldn't break NDA. There's no way that would break it. So, devs are very responsive. It's been very refreshing to talk with other content creators and with the devs about stuff that's like in the DLC, and then like, you know, being heard. I don't know. It's nice to be heard. I will say that of the like, let me look at how many posts have been made. They have like a system of posts or whatever. Like, you know, Discord has the make posts. In the section where you can make posts talking about like stuff that you like, feedback and all that. Of the like 10 that are there, like 7 of them are mine. I've been going kind of hard with like trying to get my opinion to be heard. Because I think that, you know, it's nice, but they've been receptive though. So that's all. So I can't really reveal much else because of the NDA. But I will tell you that it's been interesting enough that I've been working a lot with the devs and stuff to try and talk about what's going on and all that. By the way, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. I'm gonna make some iced tea. Speaking of iced tea, I'm gonna make some real quick because I don't have like a jug of iced tea. I have like iced tea powder and I put water. So I'm a real chef. Alright, I'm back. What's up, boys? I gotta fix my hair. Gotta give it some volume, you know? When it gets compressed by the headphones, it loses the volume. Because I have nice hair, just it doesn't look good when the headphones compress it all day. Just to beat the child, yeah, I know that one. That's the one where you're having a snowball fight with your kid. Do you think I don't know all the events of CK3 by heart? It's very beady. Good. We'll make it a 24-hour stream, guys, just looking at Dev Diary. Some of you will be very happy to know, by the way. I started playing Fallen Eagle for CK3 recently. I know people waiting for that for a really long time. Oh, thanks, Monka. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that super chat. And yeah, I do try to have I try to have based opinions on the game. Been playing Fallen Eagle over CK3, but I know it's what is it been like a year since you were asking for that. I started now. I know I'm slow about these things. There's the notification. Cool. But I haven't played Rome yet. I've just been trying to like get a lay of the land in the mod. So I played as a character in Mecca because I was like, let me just play in this place. And the game has like so much shit going on, or the mod. Honestly, it's a game of its own. Let's be honest. Got so much shit going on. I'm like, damn. Okay. Pretty good. I was having a good time playing as Mecca. I made a little Arabian Kingdom type thing. It was fun. Thanks to the Prime sub, Luffy. Oh yeah, dude. Damn. I forgot that I have the French TTS. I was like, what the hell did I just hear? I have French TTS because it's funny. I'm just saying. A lot going on in Fallen Eagle. Very impressive mod. I haven't played as any of the interesting powers yet. I just wanted to kind of, like, start as a small county and, like, you know, see how the mechanics work. Either way, that's enough ranting about other bullshit. One more sip of iced tea and then we read the dev diary. Alright. Ministry of Government, Part 1. Let's turn off the music, actually. Let's turn off the music. We're just going to read. Okay? Alright. Greetings, Crusaders. My name is Emil Agliarulo, resident game designer here on Crusader Kings 3. Today I'm joined by Chad, okay, Giga Chad, my fellow game designer and comrade in arms when it concerns all things Byzantium. To invite all of you from the most distant governors of our Grand Empire to the esteemed nobles around here in the capital to our first in-depth dev diary for our upcoming major expansion, Roads to Power. First comment, having the person named Chad be in the dev diary that is in regards to Byzantium, Giga Chad maneuver. Intelligent. Very well done. So far, impressed. More specifically, we'll be going over our brand new government type, the administrative government, sentence case. All of you who enjoy playing in Byzantium might want to pay extra attention. I'll go into a fair amount of detail and attempt to give you a clear picture of what to expect, how the new government plays, and what it is not. So this is and I know I'm gonna yap forever, obviously, but the clear picture thing. Notice that like remember last dev. I don't know if it was the last one, but previous dev diary. They talked about like they felt like Legends of the Dead had problems because people didn't understand what was supposed to be in the DLC. I think they're probably going to focus on that a lot more since they specifically mentioned trying to not have that problem again, right? So maybe that's why they're going so in depth. All the included screenshots show a work in progress, of course, and this represents the final product, of course. This is especially true when it comes to special aspects of the UI, layouts, and visuals. Don't stop us from including anyways. Okay. Values and numbers are balancing. Yeah, this is all stuff. Yeah. The devs and other questions in the diary. I will definitely check the comments. Part 1 of 2 you might be dying to learn about. We'll be covering part 2. Okay, makes sense. Basically, everything's work in progress, and other things will come up in the next part. First things first. Administrative, or admin for short, is a new government type that draws a lot of inspiration specifically from the Byzantine Empire. While Byzantium isn't the only inspiration, it is by far the most significant. Okay. Just like the historical inspiration, the administrative realm is all about the empire itself. You have the emperor situated neatly at the top, with the many governors and noble families serving underneath. They are all small cogs, part of one big machine. They need each other, just as much as they are competing against one another. Regardless of their motives or actions, they serve the empire first and foremost. For a prosperous realm is much worthwhile to be. Okay, sentence fragment. I'm just joking. I'm such an asshole. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. Dude, I get in trouble with my partner over this when I correct their grammar. And I just did it to a dev diary. And I did it like instinctually. Bro, this is what university does to you when you go into like a art where you do a lot of writing. My brain was like, yo, a sentence fragment. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, what's this picture? So this is the Michigan government of the Byzantine Empire, and they've got these themes, which I assume are governments. They got these numbers. I don't know what the numbers are. State, faith, orthodoxy. I assume we're going to look more into that soon. Okay. The emperor is the ultimate authority of the realm, so they have autocracy enabled. It is the emperor who creates new governorships and appoints the governor of a theme. How do you pronounce this? How do you... We just see Emma. I assume that it's... No, it is the... It's Thema. Like that, okay. Thema, but a theme. Okay, so do you say, like, it's not team, it's theme. Okay. Favorite academic papers, like, we're descriptivist doctrines, people who talk how you want. By the way, use academic voice or I'll fucking kill you. Yo, true. True, though. Because linguistics and university are just kind of opposed like that. Either way, back to the thing. I'll try to get you sidetracked. The pool of available candidates can be vast, and the emperor will have to consider if they want to appoint that troublesome nephew to keep as much power as possible within his own family, or if a member of another noble family would be a better choice. Okay, so this is actually very important because most of you that play CK3 know that although the game kind of tries to act like your choice of who you appoint as counts and dukes stuff matters, at the end of the day, the only real choice that matters is, are they in your family, are they not in your family? Because the rest of it's kind of irrelevant. Like traits kind of matter, but like, the hell cares, right? If they can make it so it's more important the actual choice of who to appoint as a governor, that would be really big for the game. Having more competent but docile governor might just be more useful, at least as far as the realm is concerned. Just as the emperor manages the overall structure of the empire, so too does he support and supervise his governors. He can lend them troops if needed, have them go to war on his behalf, and reward them when they're performing well to be in their good graces. So my immediate concern with that is it sounds like a lot of micromanagement. But if I know CK3, you never really have to micromanage. You can probably mostly ignore this if it gets too micromanagey for you. The power of an administrative realm is very much tended to ebb and flow. When the empire is well managed, it runs smoothly like a well-oiled machine, able to beat down its opponents with ease. When mismanaged, however, it becomes significantly weaker, unable to defend itself against opportunistic conquerors looming on its doors. Okay, I like that. Expected playstyle or wars give way to schemes, and I don't know why the word intrigue got me. Intrigue and good old-fashioned politics or internal wars between vast or persistent, as your primary way of expanding within the realm will be to make efficient use of schemes and leverage your influence as you jockey for governorships and other influential positions. Governors are unable to create or join independence and dissolution factions, making administrative realms excel large and sprawling empires. Okay, governors. So I'm gonna assume, because this is interesting, I'm gonna assume that not all of your vassals, as an administration, are governors. And I think that if we look here, just looking at these themes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see, but they're subdivided into kingdoms. Okay, I'm gonna assume that not every vassal gets to be a theme, because otherwise that would be really overpowered. Because you could just like invade like Egypt, and none of them can do independence factions, right? But I assume those vassals will remain clan vassals, right? That I would guess. Those large swing empires, well, they're significantly less likely to collapse or break apart. That's good, because the empire always collapses. Succession is a much riskier business. Claimants won't sit idly by while the empire's fate lies in the hands of an inept emperor. Okay, this is good. We may finally see actual succession wars, like real ones, not just like the weird kind of like bullshit that we have now. I did bullshit on that. You know what I mean? This is good. I'm really if they can put this in well, that'd be really good. I imagine they'll tie legitimacy into it. So if you're more legitimate, less claimants, that kind of thing. What's up? What's up, Tarek? How you doing? What did Dynasty say? I think American police footage that they can't have a lot. Damn, bro. He's anti body cam. Classic bot. The Byzantine Empire will play significantly differently from how you are used to playing the game. You would normally gain titles through proven means, wars or marriage, but to gain land and extend your own power in an administrative realm, you'll have to engage in politics. Very vague word. I don't know what that means. You'll scheme against your rivals, leverage hooks against your peers, and make use of your influence to sway the emperor's side. Okay. The problem with this kind of stuff I find, so it is, I'm hoping that this won't be similar to doing a regency coup, for example. So you know how like the regency coup system is really, really annoying because it's so restrictive and specific in what you have to do. I'm hoping it won't be like that. Reinforces new playstyle. Schemes have been updated to be more engaging and have a new scheme type available only within Administrative Realms. Political schemes. Okay. Hmm. So it's like there's plots, schemes, and political schemes. Okay. There are several new schemes of that type as well as a swath of interactions that help you manage the realm, interact with liege, your vassals, and your peers. Ultimately, these are all tools with which you can leverage. Very good proposition. With which you can leverage your influence to shape the realm to your will. We'll go more in depth into these throughout this dev diary. Okay, good. Byzantium is the main focus of the expansion and will be the only realm that will have initiative on game start, creating a lot of conventional gameplay in exchange for new and powerful tools at the cost of increased micromanagement. Dude, I called it, didn't I? I said it would be more micromanaging and a less secure succession. Any feudal or clan ruler can strive to surpass Byzantium and attempt to adopt this new government type if they so choose, but more on that later. So again, I mentioned this even before this DLC ever was announced. Like, I think it's good to have the government be not actually exclusive to the Byzantines. It's good to have them be the only one on game start that has it, but I want anyone to be able to get it eventually. That way it's more dynamic, right? All right, noble families, the heart of admin realms. Administrative governments are unique in that they allow the existence of noble families. Every house in an admin realm is a player in the vast political game, whether they hold land at a certain moment or not. All these families are jockeying for power, titles, and even control of the empire itself. As the head of a noble family, it is your prerogative to garner power in the form of securing appointments and positions for your house members, improving the family estate, undercutting any political rivals that would challenge. Okay, so this is similar. This is probably going to be similar to Republic in CK2, right? That's the. I think everyone's getting that vibe. We don't want to make the same mistake as we did with Legends of the Dead, where we assume something that isn't necessarily true. So it might not be like similar to CK2 Republics, but it feels that way from how they're describing right now. Directly owning landed titles on the map is not a requirement for rulers within administrative realms. If you are appointed to a title in any corresponding counties, you are there to do a job. It is not your personal fiefdom to do as you please. Admin realms really should feel like a sort of proto-nation state, as Byzantium can be described during our period. As an admin governor, a single word, as an admin governor, I presume you are meant to manage the land and act publicly on behalf of the realm and your liege. That's not to say you can't set something aside for yourself, however, it's a tough job managing the realm after all. So corruption, okay. We do have to even hold any land to claim the throne? I don't know, maybe. It could mean that. This means that you can quite easily also lose any land you hold, should you be forced to resign, unable to secure succession, or you may even give it up willingly if you so choose. You want to put yourself in line for a better theme, for example. So, okay, cool. Owning land can, in other words, be seen as temporary. You can expect your house members to hold some land most of the time, but there will be times when you won't. Okay. If that happens, you can keep playing as a landless noble within the realm. Should the empire fall, however, you shall fall with it. So I wonder what you can do as a landless character. I guess you can do your political schemes, right? And we'll read more about those soon. While not holding land, you are still a powerful political force. There, okay. And you can take a lot of actions to claw your way to power. Unlike the sorry, we're gonna reread that again. You're still a powerful political force, and you can take a lot of actions to claw your way to power. Unlike the more mobile adventurers, you're still very much a part of your realm, as you cannot simply pick up your things and leave. And you will always train access to your estate more later. So that's, again, the Republic from CK2, the estate and that. Landless nobles are made playable with a new type of title, the noble family title. This new title is a duchy tier title typically held by the house head. You can draw comparisons to how mercenaries or holy orders are set up. They exist with a duchy tier. Sorry, they exist with a duchy tier title held by their respective leaders. There is an important caveat to mention here. This means that if you don't have a noble family title, you will be unable to play as a landless noble. You will almost always be playing as the house head. However, if you find yourself in the extremely rare case that you aren't, we've made the decision to create a cadet branch much easier for admin, as the player can take this at essentially any time if you aren't the house head. So we'll give you a new family noble title to keep playing if you lose. This is like a player contrivance, right? So assume that the AI doesn't have it, they won't just make cadets constantly, but okay, we got a picture here. So Abyssinian Empire, there's the Emperor, there's all these cliques here. So I don't know what these cliques are, but those are chilling. And then there's the noble families. So here's the different houses, and they have ratings. So again, very, very CK2, very CK2 Republic vibe, right? The family rating is like the election score from CK2, if you remember that. And then so power families, and then I don't know if there's different kinds of families, but they have these. I assume these are the estate buttons. And there's like a looting button. I don't know what that is. And again, they said that it's all work in progress, right? So keep that in mind. It's all work in progress UI. Okay. Yeah, is Chad Baron the Chad? Also, this is a very long there. Is it this? Is it Chadling? Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, let's go. Truly. Noble families are sorted into normal, powerful, and dominant families. These designations are based on something called powerful family ratings and indicate each family's level of power within an admin realm. Think of powerful families as a who's who of the realm. If a powerful family manages to become dominant, they have, by and large, subdued the political milieu of the realm to their will. If you so desire, you can manipulate and control an admin realm as the head of a dominant or powerful family without ever becoming the top liege. Okay, so sort of like you might call this like a regency kind of thing, or I don't know what you'd call it, but like like a shadow government or something. I don't know. That's cool. That's cool. Rather than having individual vassals play a big role within the realm, it is different houses, the most influential of which have a greater impact on the realm at large. Powerful families remain so regardless of the position of the house head, who may go from being a governor to a landless and back again. With this, we aim to create a sense of stability among the many and frequent vicissitudes. Good word. Vicissitudes. I need to Google that. What does that mean? I think I know what this means. I don't know what this means. No, I think no. I'm thinking of a different word. What does this word mean? A change of circumstance or fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. Happenings, yeah. The word I was thinking of was verisimilitude. On verisimil. I was thinking of this word. I was like, that doesn't make sense here, but this is a different word. Verisimilitude. I don't know. They look similar to me, but yeah, it's happenings. Okay, new word. I love learning new words. Becoming a powerful family entitles your house members to several benefits and tools. For example, only members of powerful families can use the new depose and subsume governorships. Right. Okay. Depose. Yeah, okay. Okay, subsume. So I guess you can combine governorships. Like, let's say you have two themes and you can, they get a flat discount to promoting candidates in the new succession type discussed in our next step diary and are generally better at political schemes. It's also easier for them to be made co-emperor, which was discussed in a later diary. Okay, so we're not going to learn about the co-emperor. Like Caesar, you know the minor title in CK2, Caesar? Where it's supposed to be co-emperor, but it just gave an opinion bonus? Any powerful family that is able to also control a significant part of the realm will become a dominant family. This happens when they control governments cover 20% of the realm's total realm size. That's really big. For the Byzantine Empire, that's huge. 25% of the realm. Fair amount of land. Oh, but the family, so it's not just you. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so it sounds like it'd be kind of fun to like spread your family around and control the whole like 25% of the empire. That sounds kind of cool. A dominant family enjoys all the benefits accorded to a powerful family, but to a greater degree. They're much more a problem or nuisance for their liege. Once reaching such a position of influence and power, the difficulty to dislodge, they have a much easier time becoming governors, for one thing, by significantly reducing the cost of investing in candidates. Next week, okay? And have a much easier time requesting support from lesser families. Additionally, all members of a dominant family are even better at political schemes than other powerful families. Every family's rating also affects how likely the members of a house are to inherit the top liege's title, becoming emperor Byzantium. This portion is added to candidate's score. Okay, so basically, if you become a dominant family, then you're more likely to actually become the emperor. I wonder if there's a way to. We might have the HRE problem, right? Where you're going to be becoming emperor when you don't want to. That could be happening. So I don't know if there's going to be a way to stop that. It would be much easier to compete for the title with a high rating or to keep it within your family if you're already emperor. Yeah, being able to roleplay medieval Rasputin would be really cool. I think you might be able to, kind of. We'll see what they say. It's important to note that administrative realms don't have the concept of powerful vassals like other governments. You can still have powerful vassals should you have vassals of other government types, as those will be able to become powerful vassals as per usual. So yeah, okay, so I mentioned that earlier that yeah, so you can have different government types, okay. Administrative vassals, however, cannot. This is only relevant in the case where a feudal or clan vassal becomes part of an admin realm. Yeah, so I imagine that's if you choose to play if you were to like do an invasion CB or something and that made you get a bunch of vassals, then I assume they would keep their old government. Okay. Powerful family rating. There can only be a handful of powerful families at any given time, 5 to be exact. The top liege's top liege's house is always considered powerful and does not take up one of these 5 spots. Houses are then sorted and ranked according to their rating. Yeah, so we saw that earlier in the previous screenshot. In order to become a powerful family, a house needs to have a rating above a certain threshold. This prevents small and seemingly insignificant houses from becoming powerful, as they need a certain amount of sway within the realm before they can gain the benefits of being a powerful family. When above the minimum threshold, it is the 5 houses with the highest ranks are considered powerful. Okay. So it's based on how many people are landed in the house, level of influence you don't know much about, how many people are in the realm, governorships, that makes the most sense. State is located in capital. Yeah, it's hard to say if it's a better system yet. Um, like it's hard to say that, Michikis, so we obviously haven't played it yet. It looks more in depth, but you know, it is hard to say. Belisarius gameplay will be insane, I bet. Okay. I mean, obviously, again, everything's work in progress. So I was gonna say, like, I wonder how these numbers will be calculated exactly. Like, what's the most like? Is governorships the most important, or like is having landed members? But we'll see. It's all working. Right. There are several factors that have an impact on a family's rating. We have smaller factors, such as the current number of living house members, which exists as potential tiebreakers if families have a similar rating. Your estate and the buildings you construct in it also play a central role in your rating. If the estate is located in the realm capital, you get a small bonus. Okay. So can I always move my? Can I move my estate around then? So I got to burp. I swallow too much air when I talk on stream. It's annoying. Gotta slow down. Getting lightheaded. Other factors you can actively pursue is being a part of your liege's council. Sorry, just because when you have a plural subject, you have to have a plural verb. The subject verb agreement here is wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry, linguistics nerd. Be part of your liege's council, where every position counts. If you can get other family members onto the council, the rating increases for each counselor. Or you can pick up the heart of the family diplomacy perk, which grants a small but not insignificant bonus. The most important factor, however, is the number of governorships. Okay, so that's what I thought. Is governorships are the most important. Each held governorship adds to a multiplier, increasing the value of all other factors. Okay. So for each governorship your family controls, my rating will be increased quite significantly. So basically, governorship is everything. Okay, got it. So land, everything's land. Makes sense. Give each family some additional flavor. They have access to what we call a family attribute. It's a small set of bonuses that apply directly to all house members, as well as a separate bonus that only applies to each. A family's attribute is only active if and when they are considered a powerful family. Since there's a limited number of powerful families, the liege won't be able to stack these modifiers. Instead, we hope they serve as an incentive to keep certain families around, making sure they remain a powerful family so that you don't lose out on the bonus they provide. Dominant families are a bit special. Their house members get to benefit from their attributes, the liege will not. Okay, so dominant families are kind of bad then. As the liege, you don't want it because then you lose the bonus, right? Okay. Is there a bonus available pertaining to certain different scheme types, improving troops earning more? Interesting. So I wonder what all. So this is like. So so each family picks one of these, and this gives something to the liege, gives something to the house members. And then I imagine, yeah, like I said, a dominant family doesn't give it to the liege. So once you're dominant, you're not giving your liege any benefit. Interesting. So this is what they mean about how it's like it's a commensalist. What does that mean? Commensalism? Is that what I think it means? No, okay. It's what's the other? I'm thinking of the one where they mutualism, right? Yeah, I'm thinking of mutualism. It's like a mutualistic relationship, right? Where each you both get benefits. The attributes exist to give the different families some added flavor, to give them some additional identity and character. Not all families are alike, and the attributes symbolize what they are good at, or perhaps their origin. The AI won't change these on the fly, so when you're playing as the Emperor, you know what bonuses each family provides at all times. As a house head yourself, you're free to change the attribute at any time. There's no cost attached. Okay, a short cooldown. Okay, a cooldown. That's it. All right. All in all, noble families are at the heart of administrative realms. Their members make up the body of ruling characters. They're constantly positioning themselves to grasp more power, station of power large. Okay. Okay. Spheres of influence. Yo, Victoria. Wait, sorry. Victoria 3 is a sphere of influence. It's singular. You only get one. This is a spheres of influence. So it looks like they're putting Vic 3 into CK3. EU 6 confirmed. Influence is a brand new resource which represents your political capital and the sway you hold in an administrative realm such as Byzantium. It's about your ability to manipulate others and leverage your political standing in order to achieve a favorable outcome. In many ways, influence is the tool that will make you successful, and gaining influence will be key to achieving your goals. Unlike other resources, it's hard to come by in great quantities, as many varieties. Oh, yes, it's up here, so it's in between gold and prestige. You generate it. While a powerful emperor and governor might be allowed to do what he wishes, in theory, the reality is much more complex than that. The resource symbolize how gracefully someone navigates the politics of the realm, and a true emperor will secure the role of through the clever use of influence. Okay. Imagine you get through that spheres of influence before Vic 3, that'd be really funny. That'd be hilarious. EU 4 level diplomacy in CK3. Yeah, it'd be nice to have like diplomacy that was a little more solid, but then again, the chaotic diplomacy of CK3 can feel kind of emblematic of the era. Like, everything is like on the tip of a knife's edge, right? Where it's like one killed noble and then everything falls apart diplomatically. It's kind of nice, but feels sometimes doesn't feel like it's intentionally that way. It feels like it's unintentionally that way. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this 6, right? So it's like the negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, sorry. It's 0, 1, 2. We be able to hold cities? I don't know, actually. Maybe they'll be able to hold cities. As well as influence directly affect the way you perform schemes in the new political category, making a truly influential character assume the form of a masterful political manipulator. Okay. Your monthly influence gain very much depends on your position within the realm, your skill of manipulation, and your successful schemes. Here are examples where you can get influence from. Okay, we got a leveled trait, Governor. To track so much skill characters becoming a governor, we implemented a governor trait flavored Strategos here for Byzantium. This trait offers tiered bonuses to monthly influence gain, among other things. Okay. Stewardship. I assume there's more. They said Endeavor replies. Okay, I'll take a look when we get there. Having a seat on the Emperor's Council is an easy way to secure some additional influence, alongside some other bonuses pertaining specifically to the playstyle initiative realm. Okay, so this is different than the what do you call it? Than the regular council positions. So enemy political scheme potential, that is a different modifier than what we've seen before. I don't know what scheme potential is. It's different than scheme power or scheme success, which are normally the two. That's normally what the two like scheme modifiers are, is power or success. So I don't know what potential is. Maybe it's like, I guess we'll see later. Maybe governor duties. Governors in particular have some additional ways of acquiring influence. You are an administrator first and foremost, meant to oversee and manage the land you're appointed to. If you perform your duties well, you'll be rewarded with primarily influence, with more on this below. Alliances are important for every realm and government type, and administrative is no different. If you manage to secure an alliance with the head of another noble family within the realm, you get influence every month. These stack, so the more alliances you have, the more influence you get. Okay. So it's the opposite of EU4 and Vic3. You want more influence, or sorry, you want more alliances to generate influence. Whereas in those games, it costs influence / diplomatic points. When's the episode of the mega campaign? Pretty soon. I know it's been slow. I've been unproductive lately, but I'm editing the video together, and it takes a while because it's like 10 hours of footage. But getting through it. It's gonna be a little while though. I was hoping to have it done like last week, to be honest, but it just didn't happen. Too much going on. Too much lack of sleep. State upgrades. The primary building of your estate offers compounding influence bonuses as it gets upgraded. There are additional internal and external effects on your estate to gain even more influence. The guest chambers, for example. Okay, so we're gonna see some buildings here. Did I do the Holy 4 part of my campaign already? No, I have not. I'm probably gonna restart the Victoria 3 section. I feel like the Victoria 3 section kind of sucked. I want to do it again. Although, one thing I was thinking about, and you guys let me know what you think, is I'm thinking, we might just do this mega campaign up to EU4, and then because Vic 3's DLC is coming out soon, maybe we just do another mega campaign. But I want to start from Imperator Rome this time. I want to do Imperator Rome, CK3 to EU4 to Vic 3, and then Hoi 4. I messed around with it, and in terms of when it gets converted, like when you convert Vic 3 to EU4 to Vic 3, sorry, when you convert Vic 3 to Hoi 4, I feel like it ends up being so bad. Like it was a really the conversion was very bare bones. But the alternative I have in mind is we make it a multiplayer thing. So that way this more interesting. Because just playing against the AI in Hoi 4 converted means there's no mission, there's no focuses, besides the basic ones. And there's no factories because it didn't convert many factories over. So I'm thinking we make it like a multiplayer thing, and just it could be like a really weird multiplayer game or something. I don't know. I'll talk more about that later. We're focused on this for now. You see the mansion? This is the yeah the mansion. The more you can get more upgrades. Interesting that it has all these little taxes, influence, and you can get more building slots within the domicile. Then you have guest chambers for more. Okay. 4% is like nothing though. Depends. I guess it depends on valuable influence is. Because to be fair, 4% could be a lot if influence is a very difficult to get resource, in which case every little bit counts. But if it's anything like prestige or piety, this is like a meaningless amount of influence, like 4%, whatever. Restricting holdings certain buildings within your holdings also provides influence gains. For example, we have added a new Murex fisheries building type, which can be built around the Mediterranean. Provides additional monthly influence, which increases as you upgrade the building. What is a Murex? This is a software company. No, it's a sea snail. Carnivorous marine gastropod mollusks in the family Muricidae, commonly called Murexes or rock snails. Uh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're solely Indo-Pacific. What are they doing in the Mediterranean? Oh god. What have they done? Unless are these also are there different ones that are available in the Mediterranean? What have they done? They're these motherfuckers. But I guess Aristotle's a Greek guy, so him. Sorry, now I'm just getting. No, okay. It looks like they had them in like Lebanon and stuff. Okay. I'm getting hung up on this now. It's fine. I'm getting hyper focused. I gotta stop. Spending influence. Now that we know how to get influence, next question naturally becomes what can we do with it? Plenty, in fact. Okay, good. First and foremost, influence is a key factor in securing governorships, both for yourself and your family members, by investing in succession candidates. I'll come back to how this works later, but you will genuinely use it to climb the political ladder in different ways. For example, demand council position. Okay. I assume the era of feudal contract and just demand council position is not going to work for this, because obviously that's the way you do it. Yeah. So the cost you is so you which vast the option for influence cost for every influence. There's reduced amount. You also have the option to demand council position with the use of a hook. Okay, so you still do the hook method. Okay. And at arms toughness. Only 20%, by the way. Normally it's 40% when you're with an emperor. It's just only 20%. Oh, and it's a percentage, but you get your influence back. I was gonna say, hope you get your influence back, and you do. That's also good because it means you as the player can always refuse, right? But I assume it gives an opinion hit. If there's slow hooks, you can force the vassal on your faction to influence. See, interesting that influence is sort of like a non-specific hook, I guess you could say, right? So based on what they're describing here, it feels like influence is this number that basically lets you do actions that would normally require a hook, but at the cost of of influence instead. That feels like a really cool idea for everyone, not just for administrative empires, but fine. Yeah, see, it's literally like using what you use a hook. It's literally doing exactly that. Yeah, it's literally the alternative to using a hook. Okay. For cases in the administrative government, the decision to petition to these costs influence the usual procedure. Okay, cool. Bolster governance. You can put your influence by aiding governors while also granting you process. So aiding your governors, I assume this is what the emperor does, right? The emperor aids governors, or maybe if you can help your other family members who are also governors. Respawns, reputation, support rocks, obstacles. I love remove obstacles. Good. So he receives states. is the Komnenos estate. So this is like one of this like the emperor's estate. Oh, I guess the Komnenos, they weren't the emperors at this time. It was like the Dukas family or whatever, right? So I guess it's like the Komnenos, just like one of the families, but they'll become emperors later. This looks cool. I like how it looks. It's pretty. It's gonna the quality of this is gonna really depend on the buildings themselves. Um, it's hard to say whether this is good or not just from this. We need to know what these buildings do. Medieval manuscripts, yeah, this is pretty. Oh, yeah. I like the look. I like the look. The pressure slightly off. People who may have odd postures. What's what you expect from action video illustrations. Missing a space here. Come on, guys. This is like when you don't get a Happy Thursday on the Vic 3 Dev Diary. We opted for this art style over reusing the previous style found in the tournament's interface. It feels more flavorful and authentic to the time period. Yeah, I think it's nice to have each DLC have some kind of general art direction, right? So in tours and tournaments, you had the very nice kind of, I guess I'd call it watercolor. I'm not an art person, okay? So I don't know if that's the correct term, but sort of like the colors bleed into each other kind of look. Whereas this one feels like very medieval manuscript, like they described. So that's cool. The buildings you construct all look different from each other. Different backgrounds are dependent on the local terrain of where your estate is located. The backgrounds provide a lot of visual variety, but we really want to give it a better sense of location. If your estate is placed in mountains, you want the game to reflect that. It gives a much stronger feeling of belonging and immersion. Shout out to the art team, a job well done. Yeah, it looks good. Good. In administrative realm, it's the family of the nobles that really matter. Either house each house head will have access to representation, defense overall wealth. So okay, we already kind of know that. This is a back question on the forums about this art style change. Some people want it consistent. I mean, there's an argument for that to be made, but I'm okay with having different styles for different DLC sections. The purpose of the estate is twofold. It gives you a power base you can rely on at all times, acting as your home and the place where your character resides when you don't have any other titles. Secondly, it exists as a means of progression, one that you can tailor to suit your own needs and playstyle. Estates grant you access to a whole bunch of buildings and upgrades, providing you with various bonuses, unlocking new interactions with positions, improving your existing toolbox in various ways. It is without a doubt one of the primary sources of increasing gain. Guard lodgings. Okay. Yeah, I mean these are pretty minor modifiers. Ask for knights. That could be cool. I mean, does that generate knights or just let you steal knights? I feel like weirdly enough, like it's obviously more powerful to just generate a new knight of a minimal power level, but I feel like okay, make the game more interesting. I think that when you ask for knights, it should pick a knight that exists in the game that you can ask for, so that you can have like a sense of a sense of like follow through on the character, right? Because wouldn't it be fun to have like multiple different houses who are vying for the support of a knight that has like 30 prowess? Right? Because I feel like this is probably just gonna be like ask for knights through the request to house at interaction or whatever, and you just get like you generate some like 20 prowess knight or whatever that has like one commander trait. I think it would be cool. Maybe there'll be more about it, but I think it'd be cool if it was like a particular knight that you asked for, and that way he has a name and he can like be like a recurring character. That'd be cool, but maybe that is what they're doing. But yeah, we don't get details. So estates can become quite powerful on their own, so they are restricted to one per family. That makes sense. Only controlled by the house head. It's only the house head that may construct new buildings and upgrade existing ones, similar to how only the dynasty can pick and unlock dynasty legacies. Making all 50 prowess knights will be busted. Yeah, but the 50 prowess knights are pretty rare. Let's be honest, Zeph. How often do you actually see a 50 prowess knight? Like for real. Okay. Because yes, yoinking them all would be OP, but like unlike the AI is metagaming its knights, that they're getting 50 prowess knights. I get the feeling that most of the time it's gonna be that they're all pretty average, and then you get one standout and you yoink the standout, right? I imagine that's the point. One of our primary goals is to provide you with plenty of options as to what you can build. But what buildings should also have a certain degree of synergy with each other is considered optional. With the we want you to be on the lookout for buildings and upgrades complement each other. Yeah, okay. This the only thing I don't like about this. So this is an interesting thing. I do like the idea of the buildings complementing each other, but the problem is I think then you end up kind of railroading a little bit because you can end up having it be the case where there's like a sort of there's a handful of buildings that work so well together you can't do anything else. And it's one thing to have like one slot taken up by like let's say that the guard lodging is like the best building, so you're always going to build the guard lodging like whatever, right? One slot is taken up. But if there's like these synergies and there's only like looks like there's like what 5 slots, you have like you can have like you can have just like 5 slots where it's like, well, these are the best synergies, so you have to build these 5 buildings, right? It takes a lot of skill to create like an actual balanced system where each of the possible buildings can be viable. But I think by creating these synergies, you might make that bad, but also you can make it good because then if they synergize really well with each other, then maybe you could have like because it depends on if the synergies can be like could the guard lodgings and the large warehouse synergize, and could the large meganery also synergize with the large warehouse? Like I don't know what'll I don't know what'll happen. Yeah, it's kind of to play off the offbeat strat. Yeah, exactly. CK3 is the game where you can play offbeat and it's pretty okay. Because it's a role play game at the end of the day, right? In terms of like for me anyway, I'm totally willing to play offbeat and play wrong, quote unquote, in order to like do more role play. But in terms of the game's health, it's not good. In terms of like the game's mechanical health, it's not good to actually have that because you can ignore like what's optimal. Like for example, with cultures, there are a lot of cultural traditions that are kind of just objectively correct choices, like only the strong, um, meritocratic recruitment, malleable invaders, even like these are just objectively like the correct culture traditions. Even stuff like the Varangian veterans, like that is the correct men at arms unit. It's not like there's a matter of discussion here, you know. It's literally just like you pick the Varangian veteran, he's the best unit. You pick you pick the Finnish archer unit, whatever they're called, the Metsenvartia, the forest guardian. That's like the best. That's the best archer. Well, I think maybe there are better archers, but maybe the Nubian archer is better. You take my point though, of like correct units, right? We don't want to see that happening too often. So I guess we'll have to see how this comes out. But that's it can be a little bit concerning. I don't want to keep seeing these like objectively correct picks. I want a little more variation in the correctness of the picks, but it's fine. Also, it's more excusable for a game like CK3. In EU4, it's pretty inexcusable. Like I remember back in the day when remember in EU4, those that play it, when quantity ideas was the correct choice because at least outside of multiplayer games anyway. I know in multiplayer games it was more convoluted. Or maybe it was less convoluted. I don't know, but quantity ideas was just so good 50% manpower, 25% manpower recovery speed, 50% force limit, Stack it with economic ideas for the development bonuses. And it's like, dude, like uh this is the correct choice. There's no there was no choice. Quantity was always better. It was just amazing. They always took it, but then they nerfed it, right? To try and balance it. Older strategies, yeah, exactly. Or even today's maritime ideas. Who would ever take maritime ideas? EU4 has like one useless idea though, and that's maritime. And I guess mercenary ideas kind of suck too, but that's a EU4. Let's not worry about it. Point is that for EU4 it's more egregious because that game doesn't have as much roleplay as CK3, but yeah. Buildings. There are two distinct types of improvements you can build in your estate. The first is buildings. You have one building slot dedicated to your villa. I read it like it's French or Spanish, but I think it's Italian, so villa. Or mansion, which is a bit special, as you will always start with this building, or at least level 1, and you can never demolish it. Aside from your mansion, you have 6 slots in total in which you can construct whichever buildings you want. 2 of these are slots available from the get-go. Then you unlock an additional slot where you mention 3 slots in level 2, and so on until you reach max slots of 6 slots at level 5. The 6 slots level 5, one of the slots is taken up by the mansion, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is there a 6th one behind that? I gotta look at another. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 6. Okay, so it's estate plus 6. Sorry, estate plus 6. There are plenty more buildings available than you have slots, so you force choose what you want to build. That's good. Lots of options is good as long as every option has some usage, right? So you don't want a shit ton of options, but none of them are worth it. So this is something that happened kind of with culture traditions. The culture traditions did a pretty okay job of making each one feel somewhat useful. But for example, I don't think I've ever taken the diplomats one. Like the one that the AI always takes because it just picks whatever it can take. The one where you can't break truces. I forget what it's called. It's like You know which one I'm talking about? The one that the AI takes really often because it's easy to take. Easy to get like a discount on it. Did I not click it? I'm so bad. What is this loading time, dude? Is the wiki just really slow? There we go. Okay. Astute diplomats. This is the one I'm talking about. This is the one that the AI takes really often, and it's like, why would you ever take this? You know, like I don't see it. I guess the white piece acceptance is not bad. Like this is okay, but if you're trying to go for white piece acceptance, then you definitely go for stalwart defenders, right? Like this is kind of just a better choice for that because this if you're trying to like if you're trying to win defensive wars or whatever, like wars you're not thinking you're gonna win, then you want to go for something like this, right? Um, but yeah, the astute diplomats is kind of whatever. I guess white piece acceptance is different than this. Actually, isn't the same modifier, so maybe it's actually not. Like, Alliance. It feels pretty pointless. It feels pretty pointless. Noble diplomats. Maybe it's that too. I don't even know. The point is like there are quite a few there are quite a few culture traditions that you kind of just never take, and that kind of sucks. But to be fair, there's so many of them that's a little more forgivable when you have a couple that aren't ever taken. You know, it happens, right? It's okay. But you don't want that if you can avoid it. It's like acceptable, but it's better to have everything feel viable. And I'd say that for the most part, culture traditions do a good job of actually being viable. Most of them are viable. Some of them aren't. Something like I don't know. I can't think of any right now, but you know what I mean. So you'll know it. You'll know if you play the game. You know. It won't cost anything to place building other than the gold or credit construct new building. Yeah, so just like regular building. I have a link to the patch. This is just dev diary, but sure, I can. Here. It's not a it's just dev diary. It's not patch notes or anything. Your choices won't end there, however. Some buildings, but not all, have multiple branches where you can choose to specialize your buildings further. Branches often share some effects from the base levels before it splits into separate branches, but will then go on to provide slightly different bonuses revolving around a similar theme. Okay, this is cool. So I do like this, right? So you can branch it off. This is gonna depend on what the branches do. So obviously, like this here, it said it has commission the icon decision. This is good. So I'm always going to be happy to see things aren't just numbers, right? So if the different branches are literally just like a different tax to piety ratio, I sleep. You know, like that's resident sleeper. I'm just like, you know, whatever, bro. It's just numbers. But getting if each of these different things gives a different like decision, because this one, for example, gives commission icon. I don't know. One of them looks like a graveyard. It's got that headstone. So the graveyard one maybe is like, even if it's something as simple as like cheaper funerals, that's still better than just like a number, right? It is a number because it is just a gold reduction at the end of the day, but it's it's better than just like gold, right? And then this candle one, don't know what that would be, but you see what I'm saying though. This I do like this. This is a good sign. Commission icon decision, new button, right? New button on activation. Exactly. It is like that. Oops. Okay, that worked. Let's go back down though. I definitely like to see new buttons. You know, that's always going to be something I very much value. Exactly, Hovalax. Exactly. You know, it's not a big change. I don't imagine the commission icon decision is going to be this huge change, but it's always preferable to just. Thing we see here, house head. House head can ask for domicile building support through the requested house head. So I don't know what domicile building support is, but again, better than just a number, right? Better than just. And it's got branches. Two branches. The second type of improvements for estates are building upgrades. Unlike buildings themselves, these are built inside of existing buildings. For estates, upgrades are available in the mansion. The mansion has a limited number of upgrade slots available. You'll have access to 2 slots from the get-go. Sorry, and you will gain more slots as you upgrade your mansion. It just got really bright. It just got really bright. Let me quickly set my camera. It might help, but this I can't do much about the sun, so I'll have to live with it. Yeah, it helps a little bit, but we can. This doesn't even do anything. Yeah, I can't do anything with the sun. Sorry, guys. Just you have to live with it. Um, because I have the blinds already, but the sun is very bright these days here in Vancouver. You gain more slots to upgrade your mansion. Your mansion is about to level 5. You'll have no less than 10 upgrade slots to fill as you please. Okay. That's a lot. 10 is a lot. 10's a big number. That's a 2-digit number. Upgrades can also have branching building paths, but most of the upgrades do not. They also tend to have fewer levels in total compared to buildings. So we have 6 levels, but in less some cases, upgrades tend to be closer to 4 levels. Okay. So that's these things here, these things. So it's like these arrows. So I imagine these aren't going to be that complicated. The upgrades, they're not going to be that interesting. I wish it shows what the upgrades are, because this is what the mansion is. The mansion, you see, you get a different number of internal upgrade slots, but I don't know what the upgrades do. Take a look at another few examples of what you can build and what types of effects you can expect. Oh, now it got dark. Okay, do I need to redo my camera again? Your magic can upgrade with a library in which the primary focus on learning lifestyle experience. This particular upgrade has 2 distinct branches available, one of which ties in nicely is dedicated. Brain fart. One of which ties in nicely. I think it means one that ties in nicely is dedicated education. Sure. Sorry, I'm getting mind fucked by the grammar. I'm sorry. I need to stop. You understand this sentence, don't worry. Now your children to get a rank 5 education. Oh, okay. That's okay, so that's pretty cool. One of them. There should be an and here. One of which ties in nicely and is dedicated to education. Okay, there you go. That fixed. My brain is fixed. Improving your tutor court position and allowing your children to get a rank 5 education. Okay. So this is an upgrade for the manors. This is one of the upgrades for the manor. An education hall. Which gives you the ability to get a rank 5 education. So that's pretty meaningful. That's pretty meaningful. I don't know if they're all gonna be that meaningful, but that is pretty meaningful. Mansion can also upgrade with a wine room, which is upgraded to a wine cellar. The upgrade unlocks a new activity option for feasts. See, this sounds good. This is very promising. We'll see what that exactly is, but that's really promising. 90% of gold to get influence every guest attending your feast. Each level unlocks a corresponding level of activity, allowing you to spend more gold for a larger amount of influence gained. Each longer just means to gain prestige and opinion, but become a much more central tool to gain. Yeah, okay. You guys, they're this is good. This is good. You know, like this is again more active decisions, right? So unlocking a new interaction. Again, it's minor. Doesn't have to be a big one every time, but these little things mean a lot. The vineyard is another great example of a steady income of gold, which is quite useful. Didn't we just the winery is different from the vineyard? But the true value comes from also having the winery mentioned above, as it increases the amount of influence gained when you use the unlocked option. You see, yeah, this is one of the synergies they're talking about, right? So this is a synergy. So when you do the wine room, the vineyard gives you taxes, and then the wine room lets you can use the taxes to go into hosting feasts to give you more influence. It's a cool synergy. I like it. Cool. Expect the to be highly moddable. Thank goodness. Changing, moving, adding buildings directly in script. You can add as many levels or branching options you want. Icon graphics will easily be adjusted as well, and you can see, for example, see how we use unique icons for each building branch in the screenshot above. Any character modifier works out of the box. These are applied to the owner of the estate. For anything more complicated, we enable the use of parameters. Oh, let's go. So if you're a modder, you know why this is important. The use of parameters means that I could, for example, I could tie to a building. I could do something like one of the parameters in the game would be something like getting a hook on prisoners that you recruit, akin to meritocratic recruitment. You could perhaps create a building that does that. Parameters in CK3 modding unlock like 95% of the cool shit that you can. So that's cool. That's really cool. We're glad to see that. This is big for the modders. This is big for the modders. Yes, for culture and faith. Yeah, I just mentioned one of the culture parameters. This is big for this is big. Game set new types can be separate from mission states to be however you like. We can't wait to see what all you come up with. Oh yeah. That's it for today. We're not nearly done just yet, though. We'll be back with part 2 next week. We'll be going more into depth regarding governors, how they work, and what they do on a daily basis, Commissioner overall manages troops, and more. Okay, great. That was a good read. I like that. That was definitely a good read. Let's see about the dev responses. Trinex, trudging through the sludge of the forum, as usual. So we have estates, but estates land still. We will have to use our imagination to find a little bit of land on the various baronies. Is great and the ownership is awesome, but the estate mechanic feels incomplete. I don't know. Okay. I feel like this is kind of a weird. I guess estates can be big. I was gonna say like baronies are big, you know, in terms of like a barony holds one castle plus a big countryside, you probably could fit various estates in the countrysides. But imagine if like there's a maximum of 6 families in the game in an administrative government. So could you fit, let's say in the Byzantine Empire, could you fit all 6 estates in the countryside of Constantinople? Probably not here. But I think that most you're not gonna have 6 estates in one barony, are you? Because that I could see being kind of awkward. It's like, yeah, um how are these going to be like justifiably on the map, right? Like 6 estates in one spot. But I think it's a pretty niche issue. I don't know if I really care much what the guy's saying. Doesn't own any land directly on the map like a barony does, or I think you asked for here. That said, the estates were on the map. Yeah, okay. I wonder if this will matter for what does it matter for like let's say that you have your estate for whatever reason, if you're like a dumbass, you put your estate in like Armenia and the Seljuks invade, would that matter? Or is that completely inconsequential? I don't know. Any alliance, any chance for alliance or marriage rework? They didn't mention. I don't know why they got asked that. They didn't mention anything like that. What the next step diary? Okay, yeah, good question. I imagine only Byzantium is administrative, and these ones have the options to become administrative. What's a bit, yeah. Interesting, yeah. I mean, this is fair reasoning. I do think that, for example, influence, the way they showed it there, you could have a limited form of influence where you can use it as a kind of hook in non-administrative things, and that would be reasonable. But I understand not wanting to bloat the game. I will say this: it's always acceptable, in my opinion, to be like, yeah, we're not putting this in the rest of the game because you don't want to bloat those parts of the game with things that aren't very meaningful. Like right now, you could take the influence number and transpose it into feudal realms or Icta realms, or sorry, clan realms, CK2 brain, clan realms, and like have the ability to make hooks out of influence. But it's kind of like whatever, it wouldn't change the game very much. So I understand this reasoning. I think it's reasonable to say there's no reason to bloat it. Landless just meant estates. Sorry, I joined late. Landless is a whole different thing than estates. Estates are particularly for the administrative realm. Landless is a whole other system that they have promised, where you travel around the world map and stuff. But other rulers outside the empire have their influence on initiative characters. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is just like I don't know why this is just a strange question. It's like why what does this have to do with anything that was in the dev diary? I don't. I mean, I guess it's a fair question, but I don't know. It's just a weird question. Hey, yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I think I want to state's probably a good idea. It's a good question. Possible for being. They would not continue along as a hereditary ruler appointed governors. But the thing is, you can't be an administrative kingdom outside of the empire, right? So I assume that if you aren't sworn in fealty to the Byzantine Empire, you can't be administrative. But I think what he might mean is if you're like a feudal, let's say you're like, let's say you're a Greek and you formed Syria as like, independently of the Byzantines, you'd be a feudal realm. Could you swear fealty to the Byzantines and then become administrative and keep Syria? I imagine my guess would be that if you were a outside feudal kingdom, let's say Syria again, and you swore fealty to the Byzantines, you would just stay feudal until you choose to become administrative. I don't know if you can choose to become administrative or how that'll work, but they're going to go into further details. So yeah, I see. The governor doing tasks. So this is probably something like. Well, I imagine the only way to become administrative would be to be Byzantine Empire, form Rome, or do they mentioned how you can try to overcome the Byzantines, like the abbates and stuff, try and become administrative yourself? Or I imagine if you swear fealty to the Byzantines, you can then become administrative somehow. So that way, when you're playing Byzantines, you can vassalize people and add them to your administration. But we'll see. Yeah, again, more on this next week. A lot of questions of things are coming next week. I asked this question, yeah. Okay, so basically nothing happens. Yeah, okay. Basically, it doesn't matter. So what it seems like to me is that it doesn't matter where you place your estate, which is fine. It's just whatever. Any feudal or clan ruler can adopt an administrative government. Okay, anyone, yeah. So anyone can adopt it. That's what I thought it would be. Anyone can adopt it. But I imagine you have to be an empire. This to me seems like it's probably going to be similar to the CK2 Imperial stuff. And again, not to compare to CK2 constantly, but in CK2 you could become an Imperial administration as anyone, but you had to be an empire. You couldn't just do it as a kingdom. I'm not sure if it'll be the same in CK3, but that's how it was in CK2. It was like the end game government type. You had to be an empire for it. And you, is there anything specifically you'd like when you talk about flexibility? I don't know. It sounds so aggressive. I don't know why, but and you, and then asking a question without a comma feels very aggressive. But yeah, I don't even know what he means by. In hindsight, the fixed court system and its artifacts harmed it more than I thought. What does it even mean? Flexibility, affluence of money you have, the more you expand your student buildings. I don't know what he means by flexibility. I see why he asked. I don't know what he means by. This is to form new administrative empires, form existing empire administrative. It would be quite difficult to still balance this like requirements, costs, subject to change. Yeah, fair enough. Provinces, governors. Yeah, okay, cool. Just naming stuff. Yo, we got a motto here, E underscore biz. Yeah, so he's talking about like, yeah, I think that it's just gonna be the case that anyone can become initiative when they become an empire. But he's gonna talk about it next week. I'm guessing it's gonna be in any empire tier title. Again, just next week. Again, next dev diary. Okay, interesting that you don't get legitimacy as a governor, but that makes sense. You're not a hereditary ruler. That we already saw that this was already in the this is already in the dev diary. Is administrative government an alternative to primogeniture? It's like it's like a government. So you know there's feudal, clan, tribal. This is a whole new government type. So it's not a succession type, it's a government type. Yeah, this is a funny question. Again, there's nothing to do with the dev diary, but it's like people just like comment in things they want. So they just be like, well, what about duchy buildings? Like, there was no mention of duchy buildings that throughout this entire thing. Like, what is this guy smoking, bro? Road mechanics? Roads, yeah. Yeah, it's just not in the scope of the DLC. You know, interesting. This is a very like wink wink nudge nudge type response. It's thing like the fourth crusade would happen with former Strategoi like Nicaea and Trebizond keep in government. It's an interesting question. I would assume that when again because you probably have to be an empire to be administrative. Let's say there was some. I know they said that you can't have an independence faction in the administrative government, but let's say through some means, don't know how, but some way, a kingdom tier governor gains independence. I imagine they just become a feudal ruler or a clan if they're Muslim. That's what I imagine it is. This guy keeps asking about the fucking about the Constantinople shit, man. Like, dude, this guy is like hyper focused on the duchy buildings. Dude, he's still going. What the fuck? Again, let's try to understand. I assume you can, but you can raid ravel. You can raid the states. I assume because there was that button for raiding estates. So kind of crazy, yeah. This is a good response to this question. I think that yeah, it is. It's very reasonable to say that if you swear fealty, you become administrative. That should be one of the like Trinex mentioned here. You're buying into the bureaucracy. Very good response to that. Here comes Staden again. Constantinople was the city of the world's desire back then. No apostrophe s. And I also think that Constantinople, along with Baghdad and Cordoba, should be OP as their mass cities for the era, dwarfing Paris and London. Indeed, yo, Trinex is a saint. This guy, okay, I get the feeling that Trinex probably has to like go to a gun range at the end of the day, having to having to do with it. This isn't even that bad. I imagine it gets worse in some dev diaries, but like this guy will not stop with the Constantinople stuff. When it's like, bro, like we get it, you want the second duchy building, but good response though. It's still good response. Constantinople is indeed already OP. It is. A barony? Can I say Athens will house ABC and you have states in Athens? Yeah, it's no cap. This is what I mean about how the abstraction of having, let's say that, because technically having your estate in the capital gives you a small bonus. What they mentioned, right? So if we scroll all the way back up, we scroll all the way back up, um, we saw that in it was like way up here. There was a bonus for having your estate in the capital. I remember it. I did not dream this. It was here. Here. So you see estate is located in capital. I'm assuming that is the empire's capital, so Constantinople. This means that technically it would be so you can put your estate anywhere you want at no cost. So why would you ever not put it in the capital? That's the big question. Now in terms of the abstraction, okay? There are five noble families, like powerful families, at any given time who can have estates. Or I guess I think no, I think every family can have an estate, but only five are powerful. But the other point is, would you not would you not just put it in the capital like at all times? In which case, Constantinople is going to get real crowded real fast. And yeah, you can move your mansion for free. You just move it wherever you want. There's a cooldown, but you can just move it. But yeah, you need permission. They didn't mention that, but possible, I guess. So the abstraction's gonna feel kind of weird, I think, on that because it's like you just move. Everyone's gonna be chilling at Constantinople if they want to be optimal. Where were we? We were at this guy complaining about Constantinople more. Okay. Oh, dude, I should just read more. This guy asked exactly what I asked. Okay, okay. So you're gonna move your estate to where your governorship is, basically. So okay, among a few others. Maybe they'll talk more about this in the next dev diary. But it looks like you're gonna. Okay, so we're not gonna have every mansion in the very small Constantinople hinterlands. We're gonna have reasons to move the estate somewhere else. Okay, okay. New holding graphics, cool. Yeah, and again, more stuff about state faith on the next dev diary. This is about theocratic stuff. Inheriting outside the empire is a very good question. Very good. Admirals can have vassals. Okay, so admirals can have vassals of any government type. That we already established. Just like a feudalist can have republic with theocratic vassals, so too can admin. On a barony level, we stick with the regular governments for the corresponding holding types, meaning that temples we hold with theocratic rulers, and see how lay clergy, cities by republics, and castles by feudals. There aren't any real major changes. Admin characters are allowed to hold both castles and cities. So whoever was asking about holding cities, admin characters can hold cities, which means finally, you can hold a city. After having no way to hold cities, now you can hold cities without penalties. However, which allows you to freely revoke these holding types and keep them to yourself, or get into an admin character and have them rule holding instead. You can do however you see fit. Arguably, it might be worth it to replace feudal or clan barony rulers and replace them with admin because you will have payable obligations that way, while keeping theocratic and public rulers for temples and cities. Okay. As for how to be managed titles, when a character inherits the title will become part of their domain, if you will, and then they will keep being admin. But any vassals that go along with the succession will keep the government as is. Okay. Rulers will change governments automatically, so let's say you inherit a feudal title, which can eventually happen, but it's very unlikely. The title itself will start using the rules in succession law, effectively making the theme. Okay. So it becomes administrative, effectively, but the sub-vassals don't. So it's you. We're going to be affected by this since you only duchies and kingdoms as governorships. Only those houses will have access to the government. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay. That's insane. Yeah, holding cities is pretty insane. This is going to go hard. Yeah. Some behavior applies to fealty. Case mentioned previously, with rules of fealty, they will retain their current government type when they become a vassal. There's a government automatically. It's only if they already were to be admin that they instantly become a governor. If the admin liege will have tools which will demand vassal government types, make them admin. Yeah, more on that. So I assume that this makes sense. Remember I mentioned about the if you were an independent Greek kingdom of Syria, what would happen if you swore fealty? And I think that it makes sense. Yeah, Doge's palace finally usable because you can hold a city. I think it would make sense to stay feudal and then have the option to become admin for very cheap or something. Parochialism and Republican legacy will be useful. Seems like it, yeah. You might want to do like a Greek parochialism and grab Venice. Probably going to be really powerful to do that as an admin government. States the type of domicile. It's only really cares Mr. government. Yeah, that makes sense. Districts for small streets. That theme works. Next DD going to deal with the military. Okay, gotcha. Cool. So people asking about art, whatever. Paranoia is EU4 mention. Bring me out of places and not be brought down with edge cases. Yeah, this is again. This is a good idea. For the purpose of keeping the administrative government available to like the rest of the world, it's good not to get too bogged down in the particularities of Byzantine bureaucracy. So I like this. Do not have plans to implement Pronoia for based. Yeah, so this is about Romans to join the empire as feudal. You mentioned that already. So they choose who are forced to convert to admin. Yeah, this is good. I like that. Independent admin realms either have to either be kingdom. Oh, okay. So I assume this wasn't the case. Apparently you can have kingdom tier admin realms, but again, this will be rare. I imagine this will only be when an admin tier empire collapses. Like, right, so you have like a collapse, and then there may be like a kingdom governor who then is admin government. But I think it'll only happen. I don't think I don't think you'll be able to do it as an independent feudal kingdom. Just become admin. I think it will only happen if you like collapse the realm. But again, going into it more next week. That's gonna be my guess, though. You're here to hear first. It's gonna be when an empire like collapses somehow, then admin government kingdoms can rise up maybe. Counties won't be administrative. This can be They can be either really. Yeah, see, counties. A county is just a county, right? Like your domain doesn't really even have a government type from how I look at domain, but a governor which limited duchy and kingdom tiers will and I get totally for sub governors. Essentially, low ranked officials appointed by governor. Of course, again, that was next week. Okay. Anything? That's all the dev responses, right? But no, there's more. No, that was all of Trinex response, but there's still dev responses. Oh no, wait. No, wait. Though, so that was just the amalgamation dev responses. I see. These are all. We've read everything we want to read. Then we can read other comments anyway. Hey, it's Chad. Is Chad still in chat? It's him. That was kind of the collection of dev responses. So let's go all the way to the end to see the most recent comments, I guess, and just see what people are saying that haven't been replied to yet. Yeah. I think this actually won't be the case. Depends on how they implement the influence. Because more currencies is fine. I don't really think the game is bloated with currencies. To be honest with you, I don't really get that idea. I feel like the game really isn't bloated with currencies, but if that's how people feel, that's how people feel, I guess. True. If your constant was falling behind, you're just bad. Good. Your OPB says something? Hold on. What did OPB say? We gotta read OPB's reply, right? Since we're beefing. Disappointed the clan government reworked the game with Legacy of Persia. Now this includes upgrades to extreme segregated CK2 governments rather than a rethink governance period and how it can develop over time. I was always hoping we'd have a more fluid approach as you bring it up that government based on agencies. Actual state formation there was that happened in CK3. Yeah. No, definitely like the idea of like a more dynamic government would be really cool, but it's not gonna happen. I think like to me also now it's super dark. I gotta reset my camera because the sun went away. Can the sun be consistent, please? Sun, please be consistent. I think like Paradox in general with regards to the grand strategy games anyway. I don't know why I clarified that obviously. It has really moved away from like dynamic systems and more towards um more towards like what do you call it? Just like kind of these like flavor stuff. Um which, I don't really like much, to be honest. Like for example, you know how like one thing I like in EU4, you know how like the government reforms that you kind of construct your own government to some extent. That's really cool. But missions are the other end of that, where missions, except for what do you call it? Some very particular mission trees that have like options in them, but even then they're just still hard coded options. You just get choice between them. Um, it's like you don't have as much ability to like customize. But they did with cultures though. I see that they did with cultures. Cultures ended up being very dynamic, at least compared to stuff like this government kind of thing. But I wonder like how you could like you guys remember let me pull up my notepad because I gotta keep my speech focused here. You guys remember when I talked about like a long time ago, like the theoretical idea of like the jury title laws where we'd have like a system where like every title has a set of laws that influence what happens to its de jure counties. I think that like maybe that's kind of what OPB's talking about, like in the sense of what it could look like in terms of the game, because like it would be really cool, obviously, to have like very dynamic and unique like building block type systems, but they're getting rare, more and more rare. It feels like we're seeing them less and less, you know. But yeah, like it sucks, but also like I was gonna say I see why they do it, but it is kind of lazy, I could say. Average Albanian enjoy. I don't think if I should leave a comment. Should I say something on this post? I've only ever commented once in the Paradox forum, and that was on a Victoria 3 dev diary. So yeah, I gotta go all the way down. I don't think I really have much to say though, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. It looks interesting, but to be honest with you, I don't want to say underwhelming. It's just kind of like whatever. I don't know. I feel like you really need. I don't know what you need for CK3. I don't know what you need, but this doesn't feel that hype for me, to be honest. It's like one more kind of. You left a comment, Hobelax. Can I find it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I'll sort by reaction score. Oh my god, I have to scroll all the way back down every fucking time. I'll sort by the reaction score so I can try to find yours. I'm sure you got a high reaction score, right? But I don't know. It's kind of just like whatever. Of course, OB and all the devs have the high. Oh, that's not OB. Never mind. Very info. It was harsh and there was no reaction. Okay, we'll have to go at the end then. And this person prefers the distinctive types. What's the direct cover? Sorry, it covers like the estates for and administrative governments. That's a good question, actually. Person just quoted the what Trinex's comment, didn't say anything. Giga Chad. Yeah, I don't know. Like here's what it feels like. I guess what this doesn't feel very. I don't think of the right word for it. This feels to me like a journal entry in Victoria 3. That's the best way I can think to describe it. It feels like a journal entry. So let me expand on that. So like this feels like a journal entry. Like a one time fun kind of thing. I don't know how to explain why though, because it's not like a journal entry. It's not. It's really not. This is not like a valid argument. This is like a very invalid argument. It feels like because this really isn't like a one time fun thing. It's very clearly like a relatively dynamic system, but it feels like you'll experience the mechanics like once, and then be like okay cool, and then want to go back to playing feudal. Like experience admin government once, say cool, and then go back to feudal. You know what I mean? Okay, have an opinion on a deity. Yeah, I know. I just mean that like it doesn't feel like it's a good comparison, but somehow it's what my brain leapt to. Feels like a that this is how I would summarize my feeling about it. You know what I mean? Like it's clearly a different system, and it's clearly like a like good to have more variety, but it feels like it's just gonna be like okay, do it once, go back to normal, whatever. But I don't know why. I can't think of why. Why does it feel that way? It's a gut thing. I feel it. Like why? I don't know. Just feels like it. I'd have to write like a video essay to explain this. You know what I mean? Like I gotta sit down and script it out. But it's coming from like the gut. Like it just okay whatever. Exactly, Minuto. Yeah, it's like I feel like this isn't like a new gameplay loop. It's just like a different way to look at the gameplay loop. But it's like you're gonna do like okay, like play as governor, governor with an O, governor, ascend to Byzantine throne. Haha, woohoo, that was fun. I don't want to do it anymore. Like almost like it's a hassle. I don't know. It sounds weird because presumably it's fun, but also maybe it's not fun. I don't know. Um, so was this one? Was this something I felt about Merchant Republics? CK2. I have to think about that. I haven't played CK2 in so long. Is that not the default gameplay loop? No, it isn't. Because in CK3, the default gameplay loop for me is expanding the family power. Okay, wait, actually, I need to. Don't worry about this comment. This comment. Like, okay, so compare something like culture traditions to this system. Like, you know how culture traditions are like attached to the game. Like Big Dickens made a good point about like mini games or whatever. It's the mini game problem. I think that's maybe that's a good way to put it. I'm gonna put that word down. Mini games, right? Like 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 when you this admin system feels divorced from the main gameplay loops. So what's the main gameplay loops? Like it's like setting up marriages and like putting your family on thrones, you know, designing your culture. But you see how designing your culture is thrown into the gameplay loop. Like you know, you get prestige, you make your culture. Whereas this feels like it's almost like just like a whole new like divorced system where it's like. But to be fair, I mean, is that a bad thing? That's a good way to put it. Yeah, unrelated buttons you have to click to win the mini game and then return to the core gameplay that was present on release. But it might not be that. Maybe it won't be that. Talking about admin gov. I am talking about admin gov. That's right. It's hopium. Yeah. Well, I don't know until I see it. Right. Like, will it be fun to manage governors as a Byzantine emperor? I don't know if it will be or not. I can't tell from these screenshots. Like, will it be fun to engage in this quote unquote mini game? I don't know if it will be. Hard to say. I've lost a lot of the not optimism, but like you know not charity either. I still have a lot of charity for CK3, but I mean like um I'm a lot more hesitant about like thinking a system will work well in CK3 ever since Legends of the Dead. Such a disappointing DLC that had so much promise, and then it was like this was so bad, you know. So it feels like now I'm a lot more skeptical. If rich families are more part of the gameplay in general, as your realm gets more developed or rich count or whatever. And yeah, Byzantium was kind of divorced to what Western EU realms were operating, but in a game perspective, I think it's something pick. Yeah, the niche pick is a good argument. It'll make them pretty niche because you're right that like in terms of history, like Byzantines are like a whole different beast, right? Like it's more historical if the Byzantines do feel like a different game than the rest of the feudal realms. It should be that way in a way, but I don't think history is all we appeal to, right? We have to appeal to like fun. Um, the weird thing, but I imagine, like you said, the being a niche pick, I think that Byzantium will actually be played a lot less after this DLC comes out because it'll feel unfamiliar. It'll feel like this is like some weird alternate game within the game, and now I want to go back to playing the regular game. You know what you're gonna see? You're gonna see a mod that's going to make estates like for everyone. Like they're gonna have the estate system. People are gonna want that. People are gonna love that. It's gonna turn Byzantium feudal. And then that's like and that's gonna be it. You're talking like you want to turn vice royalties. Vice royalties were pretty bad. Yeah. Breach brother. Thanks doctor. Thanks sandwich. Try to see the Steam reviews. Yeah, me too. Dude, I kind of hate that it's like that though. I don't like that. I don't want it to be like that. Like I'm not a CK. You guys know I'm not a CK3 hater, but you know I'm gonna tell it like it is. I don't I guess I am. I guess I am sponsored by CK3 because I got that early access DLC, but they don't give me any. Thankfully, Paradox isn't the kind of company to give me like talking points and shit. You know, I was allowed to say whatever I wanted to about the game, but yeah, like I have no restrictions of what I can say even after I was sponsored that one time. So don't worry about that. In my opinion, I gave Legend of Dead a bad review even though I got early access. I think it was because I got early access that I could give it a bad review because I was able to play it so much more. But yeah, like you know, I just I can already see the Steam reviews, yeah, where it's gonna feel like I really want to refine the words, but you guys know me. I make like 40-minute long video essays to explain one tiny point because I need a lot of words and I got to think about the words, right? Do I want to bother with extra stuff just to do the same thing I already do it faster in non-admin titles? Yeah, exactly. It feels like you're achieving the same ends, right? So then it's like, why would I do it differently? Like, unless you can make the admin approach to obtaining those ends fun, like as in like more fun than feudal, or if you can make the end goals of the admin different, then I get, like, for example, okay, I just thought of it. Okay, here we go. So why does the CK2 Merchant Republic feel fun despite being a mini game, kind of, within a mini game? Because you had different goals, right? So remember in I don't know if you guys, for those of you that have played CK2 Republic DLC, right? You know how like it's all about the trade posts, right? It's all about the trade posts. It's all about having lots of fan members to get more trade post limit, and then making enough money to pay your family dues. Because remember, the way it worked with the Republic was the more members of your family, the more you had to pay family dues, but they gave you trade post limit. So it was about like optimizing your trade posts to pay for the dues that are paying for your trade post limit, right? Then there was the mansion, right? You expand the mansion. That's always fun. Everyone, look, the estate is going to be loved. Everyone's going to love the estate. People love the estate stuff. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's fun to build something up, right? You want to see like your mansion get bigger and all that. It makes total sense. But that's going to be a love system, and everything else is going to be like whatever. I don't care. The reason why I felt different in CK2 with the Merchant Republic was that you had like new end goals, right? So you weren't just playing feudal but different. You were playing a whole different game. You weren't even thinking about like, well, you were thinking about marriages, but they didn't matter as nearly as much because you had to pay bride prices and all that. You were thinking about like trade posts. You were thinking about elections. You were thinking about like it was all about money, and obviously like the classic fun of why trade when you can raid. The Norse Republic gameplay, that was always fun. Like it felt like it interacted with other systems in the game pretty well. But that was the big difference, was the different goals, right? The goals. This is the important thing. And I think with the admin government, you're doing the same thing but different. Yeah, the GSG thing. I mean, there's a whole GSG argument, but I'm okay with CK3 being an RPG. Like, it's a fair point to say that it's a totally fair point to say that like CK2 was like a GSG and that's why you prefer it. I'm okay with CK3 being an RPG though. Like I am actually okay with that. It's just that you have to focus on it though, right? You got to do more with it. And this, you're thinking about governorships instead of trade posts. Okay, so that's the same. So that's the potential. That's the $1 million question, right? Right. It's the $1 million question. Will the management? Oh God, did I type it right? Management of governors be different and fun enough to justify playing an admin empire? I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I literally, one of the first concerns I mentioned with Dev Diary was like, bro, this sounds like a lot of micromanagement. Okay, micro is probably one of the like least fun things in CK3 to do. Like microing vassals, I don't even do it. I just prefer to fight civil wars. I'd rather appoint a random character, which by the implementation of the random character appointment should tell you what people think about micromanagement in CK3. No one wants to micromanage. They just appoint random characters. They don't care. That should tell you everything you need to know about micromanaging vassals, which governors are vassals effectively. But maybe there's more reason to focus particularly on these governors. Maybe, right? Like I don't know. We have to see more. Right now, I'm not convinced, but the next update I could convince you. Right? I'm not like totally like, oh, there's no way this can be good, right? But like it's you have to make it so that the difference between administrative and feudal, which right now is basically governorships and families and estates, is worthwhile. And right now, the only part that's worthwhile is like is doing the estate. Everyone's gonna love the estate, but I don't know about like managing your governors. I could see that being really annoying, having to constantly pick new governors. Like, remember, okay, we talked about someone mentioned vice royalties before, right? Why did vice royalties kind of suck? Because every time the motherfucker died, you had to reappoint a new viceroy, a new viceroy. Bro, who the fuck cares? Just put some feudal motherfucker there and let him handle it. That's the kind of laziness that got the Byzantine Empire destroyed, probably. But whatever. Okay, maybe if the Roman emperors were a little hard and fast about making sure the viceroys were better, they could have survived longer. Okay, but like nobody, not even the real Roman emperors, want to do the micromanagement shit, where every single time you got to make a new viceroy every goddamn time. Just you deal with it. You know what I mean? Like people love the feudal system because it's so hands off. Who doesn't love the feudal system? You just slap some guy in there, he pays you taxes, and you ignore him until he fights you, then you kill him. Whatever, right? Or he kills you. So that's the main concern, is if the intended like yeah, literally. Yeah, big tickets. If the intended like fun of the admin's government is the micromanagement of governors, we're fucked. You know what I mean? Like it's over if that's the intended thing. They've talked about unique social mechanics for governorships. Okay, then next dev diary then, because they mentioned they're going to talk about that in next dev diary. So maybe they thought of it. You know, these guys are game developers. They probably know a thing or two. Okay, we're not going to act like they're totally dumb. Okay, they probably thought of this problem of like micromanagement. They know no one likes it. They're the ones that put in the random vassal button, so they know that people don't like to micromanage. Maybe they've done something about it, and we'll see. Have to see next dev diary. So you know, I'm not like totally like it. I'm not totally, you know, completely anti this DLC. It's totally shit on. It's down the river or whatever you call. But they're gonna have to really convince me to think that governor management will be fun. I guess that's the way to put it. Um, what's in this decision list? Let's see if we can find anything in here. Hold on, I want to check this out because maybe there's something interesting in here. It's not Doom now. Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna Doom till the DLC comes out. That's when you start dooming. Is if the DLC comes out and it's shit. But I'm talking about like in terms of trying to consider dooming, right? Interesting these decisions. Silk production, faction support, yeah. Mission icon, governorship confirmation, petition the Basilius, restore Thessalonica. So we got some decisions. I don't know if they'll be any good. Those decisions and contracts, I assume this is about the landless character gameplay, the contract stuff. Remember that they mentioned that a long time ago about filling contracts? Okay. That's bad enough for DLC to be not good enough doesn't mean to be the worst thing ever created by man. With the state of CK3, I'll take good enough. You know what I mean? Like I will take a real 7 out of 10 DLC at this point. Because you know, that way at least it's a positive contribution, right? We've only gotten like okay, tours and tournaments was the last like that was like a 8. That was actually like that wasn't even a good enough. That was a good DLC, tours and tournaments. Everything else has been pretty subpar. Yeah, this is definitely like this has got like Diablo 3's sorry, Diablo 4 energy to it. Yeah, do any of you guys here I don't play Diablo 4, but I'm following the discussion around Diablo 4. This DLC has like Diablo 4 season 2, like you know, Loot Reborn written all over it. If you guys know the Diablo 4 Loot Reborn patch, where like that was like the last chance for the game, right? This has this has that vibe. I'll Dine Wards awards me a good DLC. I'll defend it like it's my firstborn. That's totally fine, Hovelax, because I don't even consider event packs to be DLC. Some people will buy the Nexus regardless if it's perceived well. That is true, but the number of people who will do that will slowly reduce. So every time you have a bad DLC, you might skim off something like let's say like DLC is like a 3 out of 10. You might lose like 10% of your player base. Those people probably won't come back unless you release a good DLC. So I'm not acting like the game is gonna fall off if this DLC sucks, but you're gonna start losing players, right? If you look at like CK3 on the Steam charts, I mean this is pretty good way to. This is not like perfect way to evaluate if a game is good, but if you look like I think this January 2022, when did Tours and Tournaments come? When did that come out again? Because now I want to know when these came out so we can get an idea. May of 2023. So when did that come out? May of 2023. That'd be like here. So if we zoom in on there, we should see that we won't see as much of a drop off as we would with something like say Legacy of Persia. Saw a pretty major drop off. So this is about yeah, this is wait, March, April, May. So wait, is this here? Where is it? 11th of May 2023. It's like here. It's like here basically, right? So 45,000 and then to like, you know, stays at like around 20K. But if you look over here, although interesting enough, what is this one? Is this Royal Court? Maybe I'm proving myself wrong. Maybe I'm just literally being an idiot right now. What came out in January? Looks like it was Royal Court. Royal Court, I guess, funnily enough, created a larger hump, but see how it fell from 63k to like 20k or whatever, like 24 to 20k. This one, interesting, it rose less for tours and tournaments, and then it stayed higher. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. The numbers are kind of speaking against me right now, I guess. It was in this events though. It was uni activities, child trait, choosing mechanics, rework to meet peers, new core position directly relevant to children, recost mechanic. Yeah, it actually, you're kind of right, actually, Hoblax, that it was pretty good. Um, I think that's actually a good point. That yeah, it was actually not bad. It was just that it was an event pack, so everyone hated on it. But actually, I'm curious, what were the reviews like for it? Ooh. We actually look at it. Well, how did it get reviewed poorly? Yeah, mixed. I mean, I mean, yeah, kind of a poor. But what do the people say though? The price. But the problem is, do they advertise it very well? Do they talk about, like, it seems like they didn't focus on. Did they even mention universities? Like, I don't know. I guess they have it here. Like, this is all that gets dedicated to university, which is actually pretty cool. That's all that gets dedicated. They focus on like the wrong stuff. Do dev diaries. Most people don't read dev diaries though. I've learned from asking the community in the YouTube community. I used to ask, like, I used to do polls where I said, like, what do you guys think of these dev diary? And I always include an option that was I don't read dev diaries. Every single time I ever made a post, the majority of people simply said I don't read dev diaries. No one reads dev diaries except for the biggest nerds like us. For example, see this guy's review. Regardless of like the reality, because the thing is, in terms of like game marketing stuff, right? Like in terms of like that kind of like in terms of, like that world, the perception is like so important compared to like what's actually in the DLC. I think a lot of people's perception of Wards and Wardens was that it was just some events when actually it had more going on. But it's about their perceptions, right? The perception really matters. See, look, the only thing the DLC does is an endless repetitive span of inconsequential events. Well, that's not true, right? Like Hopalax mentioned, it changed meeting the peers, it changed university, it changed a lot of stuff. But this is what it looks like. If you look at only negative reviews, which biased, but whatever. I still can't tell what exactly it actually did add. Okay, skill issue. Of course, everyone's gonna say it should be base game. True, Trice is true. Yeah, see what I mean? Like this isn't even talking. Nobody's even talking about universities or meet the peers. Yeah, interesting. What about if we look at the positive reviews? Sorry, I'm just curious now about this. Like I get interested in stuff. See, the positive people know that it had this stuff to it. Well, to be honest with you, Hopeful I fell for the same problem as the negative reviewers, where I forgot that it added all those things, so they didn't even. It's not the main focus of what the advertising is, right? You know, yeah, the new Meet the Peers is actually like good. It makes it's like it's very useful. I do it all the time, right? I am constantly clicking on Meet the Peers, and same with the university. I'm doing that pretty often too. So yeah, again, positive reviews mentioned the university. I think a lot of negative reviews just don't even know what the DLC does. But the thing is, like, we can blame the consumer for not knowing. But you know what though, dude? Like, if you're not reading dev diaries, I want you to imagine you're the consumer looking at the DLC, and what do you see? It's about, okay, wards and wardens, right? So you look at some of these. screenshots. It's literally all just like events, except for this one. This one is like a decision, right? Okay, so you're like, okay, one decision. Okay, whatever, cool, right? Event, like whatever, who cares? And university again. Okay, right? Cool. And then you read about it, and most people don't read this shit. Most people are just gonna scroll down, and then they see that like they see that hostages, and hostages kind of suck. They're kind of pointless. And then they buy it, and like, what the fuck? I spent like $7 for a for like a what do you call it? $7 for a bunch of events or whatever. We made a good point in the reviews, and that people are showing their dissatisfaction with the game. Oh, I'm doing negative reviews DLCs. Yeah, they really are. Yeah, I could say that have Hovalax. Yeah. I mean, Wards and Wardens, for given the price, it's pretty. It's fine. There's nothing. These are all the event packs are inoffensive, except for the one that added House Feuds. Which one was that again? Yeah, but the common thought isn't always the most unbiased thought, right? The common thought can definitely be a biased thought. Whatever deal, the Friends and Foes was definitely like the only bad event pack was Friends and Foes. The other ones are just like they're just mostly inconsequential. I look at them. Like you could rip Wards and Wardens whatever out of the game, and you probably wouldn't notice too much. Except for the universities missing. That's what you would notice. People definitely do review bomb CK3 DLCs these days. Like if I go to like CK3, well, I say that, but remember when I brought up the point? Or when I brought up the point, in that when I was watching that video of OPB, where I mentioned that like tours and tournaments did well, and look, its reviews are much better. It's funny that maybe I'm being proven wrong here because look at these recent reviews. It's only 17 of them. It's a small sample size, but like it looks like it is kind of getting review bombed, eh? About the universities to get perk points, very useful. House feuds are the worst thing ever. They're disgusting and awful. They just get you killed, and you can't stop them. First remove all the reviews that are unrelated to the rating they give. That's the actual reviews. Do you mean like get rid of the ones that like just get rid of the reviews that just say bad or whatever? Yeah, I've heard translation's bad. I've heard this is really bad from a rank curl, but I guess I'm an English player, so I don't care. Or it's all about price. Yeah, it's always about price. I said that when I watched the OPB video. I mentioned that it's always about price, right? That's what people always complain about is the price. But ultimately, like that does matter. And these DLCs are very expensive. This is like CK3 is a very expensive game. Remember, these are CAD prices or CDN, whatever, Canadian prices. So cut about a third off to get the American price. But it's a lot of times like the mechanics can be solid. But the thing is, I do believe that because Tours and Tournaments was good, that's why you actually do have I just think that this is a positive review, but okay. Yeah, even the positive reviews mention overpriced twice. Damn. The first three mention price. God damn. Another one mentions price. That's all people talk about is the price, eh? Jeez. To be clear, I bought Prison Tournaments. I was not sponsored by Paradox back then. Only DLC Paradox ever gave me so far was Legends of the Dead. And for Victoria 3, I got Sphere of Influence. I'm playing in early access, but embargo. It really is. Every single one of them mentions it. Everything is more expensive. We don't review bomb the supermarkets and gas stations. Oh, we do. People do. They just blame Biden for it. They just call it Bidenomics. Good DLC I recommend was so pretty expensive for its value. First of all, wrong it's. Second of all, damn, value again. Get it on discount. Buy on sale. This one doesn't mention price. We finally found what doesn't mention price. Hey, Byzantine. Yeah, we're just looking at it now. Wait for a sale. I've played Sphere of Influence. I am playing it. Yes, I've played several campaigns. I played like 2 full campaigns to 1936. Been buying for CK3 price increases. Let's go. Ugh. Legends of the Dead. Oh, it's about price, eh? Good to know that price is a big focus. I wonder the problem. Okay, is there any price for Legends of the Dead is good? So there's an important difference to be made here. Like, price affects the quality of the good. Like, obviously, like the higher the price, the more difficult it is to justify if it's good or not. But is there any price Legend of Dead is good? I mean, I guess if you make Legend of like $1, you know what I mean? Like, because Friends and Foes, for example, is a DLC which adds negative value to your game. By playing with Friends and Foes, you are actually having a worse experience, meaning that they need to pay you to play it. Okay, like, like if you wanted to make Legends of the Dead worth purchasing, it'd have to have a negative dollar value because you're worsening your experience by buying it. Legends of the Dead, though, I think that you could pay like $3 or $5 and it's worth it. This isn't gonna harm your game. Wards and Wardens, you could honestly, I think $6 is fine, but you could pay like $4 and it's worth it. Like we can evaluate a DLC outside of its price, right? Outside of prices, Legends of the Dead to me was the first DLC, or sorry, Legend not Legend the Friends and Foes was the first DLC whose actual value was negative, where it's like, yeah, okay, like this is just like a bad DLC. Legends of the Dead was just like horribly mediocre in the face of an era that needed a banger. You know, like we needed like a good DLC to bring the energy back to CK3, and then this was terrible. But this is still a positive though. This doesn't make the game worse to buy. You know, you're still getting a positive out of this if you buy it. Just that $26 is way too much. Um, I tried to make it clear in my review that although I was sponsored, I was taking into account the price. Um, and yeah, it's just way too high. I mean, you maybe would pay like this to me. Legends of the Dead feels like this should be like a $6 or $7 DLC, which is crazy now I think about it. Because tours and tournaments probably should be this price, like $27 or whatever. Like I'd be willing to pay like $30 for tours and tournaments. But how much does it cost again? What is it, like $45 for tours and tournaments? $40. That's a lot. That's so much. Although I did buy I'm pretty sure I bought the season pass, so I got a slightly better price maybe. Here's a Vic 3 questions, by the way. Like, I can't really say a whole lot because of the NDA. I can't say like, is it good or is it bad? What I can say is that I've been playing it a lot and I've been interested in it. Like in the sense that I can't be like oh, you should buy it or you shouldn't buy it. But I've been playing it a lot in early access, and I've been, you know, very interested in playing it more. Yeah, there's a lot to go through. It's a big update. That's what I'll say. It's a big update. There's a lot to go through. So, yeah. The DLC also pays for the FLC. What is the FLC? Am I gonna get Ligma'd? Ready, just Ligma me. Was India Lift is 1 day before release. Then I'm gonna have a review already created and ready to upload the day before release. So yeah, 1 day in advance. Other content creators might be sponsored to release videos even earlier. So my NDA is up 1 day before release. I get early access to a title. You message Paradox staff on Discord. They'll give it to you if you're a content creator. Yeah, I messaged I don't know if I should say his name in case he gets like, harassed, so I don't want to say his name, but DM me if you want a sandwich and tell you message. Cold email. Well, cold Discord message, but yeah. I first contacted Trinex, and he told me who to contact. But yeah, I'm playing with this little toy. my partner brought this toy home one time. It's an little excavator, but you see how like I was ranting about this. Surely I'm not autistic, right? Look at this. This is a useless excavator. Do you see this thing? What dirt are you picking up? Let's imagine that we're trying to grab some dirt. Okay, so we throw the claw in, okay, and we scoop, right? Okay, and bro, like there goes all the dirt. There goes all the dirt, right? Like what the fuck is the point this is so poorly designed. This is worse designed than Friends and Foes. Like it doesn't. That's all it goes. It goes like this, and then you, first of all, you're undermining yourself. First of all, you're an insecure high school teenage girl. You're undermining yourself. Okay, and when you're trying to remove the dirt that you've so hastily picked up, it's just like there's no way to do it. It's all gone. You've ruined it. Like I'm tilting the thing to try and keep it straight, but in reality, you're gonna be staying like this, right? We try to keep a flat surface here. Use further inward. No, like this is as far as it goes, or it goes like this, or you can just pound the dirt. You can just be like like you get them, but this is as far as it goes. That's as far in it. I'm gonna break it if I keep pushing. That's as far as it goes. What the fuck? This thing is useless. Bam! You just dumped dirt on yourself. Good job. Insurance is gonna hate you. The fuck? Completely pointless. Patting the ground, yeah, I guess. Doesn't make any damn sense. But yeah, pound that dirty hole. No. Okay, well, in terms of what else to do today, we could play some CK3, but I might want to just work on the EU4 mega campaign. Go. Looking at Discord real quick. How do you feel about the sentiment from a few YouTubers that Road Power will make or break the game is true the last chance CK3? It's a tough one. The CK3 audience is composed of, to put it in Victoria 3 terms, a lot of radicals and a lot of loyalists. Okay? The loyalists will not give up on the game. They will cope all the way to the high heavens. They will tell you that Legend of Dead was a good DLC. Okay? The cope lords are numerous. Okay? But the radicals are also very numerous, and they already want to quit the game, but they won't quit the game because they're like hopelessly addicted. But I think that what you'll see with this DLC is if this DLC sucks, you're gonna have a lot of radicals who will quit the game, like who actually will stop playing the game. The other group you have is the content modders who don't really care. They just want to go play like the Elder Scrolls mod. That's all they want to play. You know, like there's always like I think that the non loyalist and non radical community is the modding community. They just like go like I don't care what's happening. Like the political compass memes where that's like the middle is the dad doing the barbecue. Like political compass meme barbecue. You know, this kind of thing. This is what we're talking about, right? Is the middle guy just grilling his hot dogs? That's the modding community. They don't really have much of an opinion. They just grill. That's all they just want to grill. That's all they want to do. So like that middle guy is like the modding community. They don't really care what's going on. And then you have like, on the top left you have like the people who like absolutely like fucking hate the game. And they want it to like die. And then the bottom left, I don't know, you have like the people who also don't like the game, but they like don't, I don't know. The four quadrants don't really fit. Um it doesn't really work the four corners, but the grill guy is a good image. Grill guy is what I'm going for here. There are a lot of grillers, okay? You know? Exactly. Just thinking, this stuff will be great for mods regardless. Yeah, so you're a griller. Okay. You're literally one of the grills. You're a neutral. Okay, you just whatever. You don't care. But I think that this game, regardless of what happens, This game is unique enough that I think like most people are gonna just keep playing it. Even like you're always gonna have some quitters. Every time like a DLC is bad, you're gonna have some. But honestly, like there's not really a market alternative, right? Like what are you gonna play instead of CK3? Like CK2? Like go ahead, bro. You know, sure, that's fine. You can afford it. Damn expensive game. It's free to play, but that don't mean it's cheap. Um, other than that, like until maybe like Norland comes out. I mean, I know that Hooded Horse has kind of been gunning for the Paradox position, but I don't think that what do you call it? I don't think that Hooded Horse has any like GSGs that are gonna compete with CK3 that are coming out. You know what I mean? Like there's Norland, right? So that's more of a RimWorld competitor, but Norland is like, you know, it's gonna it literally says it's inspired by CK3 in its description, I think. I think it does anyway. Maybe it does somewhere. Now, did I dream that? I think I might have dreamed it. Never mind, I dreamed it, I think. But the point is, well, Mandalore doesn't really compete with CK3, but this game is like another one of like these recently Hooded Horse has been just kind of like putting up like so much like good shit, I guess you could say. And to be fair, they're the publisher. I guess just like Paradoxes, but they're not in house developing this. It looks like Rimworld, yeah, but it's like it's got like the storytelling of CK3. So considering that, you know, we have to we have to consider like that CK3 is more of an RPG than a grand strategy game, right? You know, we've kind of accepted that reality. This game is meant to kind of be something of a role playing game combined with RimWorld, right? So we're starting to kind of might see you might see stuff like this kind of coming up soon. I think Old World also tried to be like a grand strategy game, but I think this game probably was actually good, but it didn't get enough traction, so it didn't really take off. But I heard it was good, but it's more like a 4X, I think. Yeah, it's hard to compete with Paradox right now, but enough fuck ups and they will fall off. It just might take a while. I guess it's kind of like Creative Assembly in a way. Everyone's comparing Creative Assembly and Paradox these days, right? But Lure is more 4X, yeah, makes sense. Hexagon 4X dead on release. Let me see, is Old World dead? Curious. Oh yeah, it died. Because I heard of this game, I even got offered a key to I even got offered a key to make a review for this game, and I looked at it and I was like, I don't like the UI. I'm good, so I didn't take it. But yeah, it kind of fell off. Yeah, dude, Manor Lords. Weirdly enough, I feel like, and this was a hot take on my end. I feel like Manor Lords kind of is like, well, it didn't fall off, did it? No, compared to its beginnings, but it had so much hype. 10,000 players is definitely not fallen off. So never mind. That's not valid. It lost a lot from its peak, but it's doing really well. It's just that it had this huge push from the beginning, right? And then it kind of went to more normal numbers. But by no, this is more than what you'd expect. What is CK3 is a couple 10,000, right? Is it a couple 10,000? No, it's okay. It's not even that much more. We have Millennia. Oh my god, bro, Millennia died. Oh god, Millennia. I was gonna make a review for that game, but it was just so I spelled Millennia wrong. Oh, I can't spell the word Millennia. Two L's and two M's. Okay, two L's and two M's. This game died hard, bro. Like this game was like okay. Like it was okay, and when I played it, I thought it had a lot of potential. When I was playing the demo, and then I played more and more of it, and then I was like, this game isn't very good. You know what I mean? Like the demo made me think, oh, there's a lot of potential here, and then it was really, really, really like the rest of the game wasn't very good. Because I remember when I was playing the demo on stream, um, I was like, oh guys, like yo, I think this could be good because I was playing the demo. I was like, yo guys, I think this could be good because the demo showcases a couple of nice features. showcases an interesting couple mechanics that are very basic and I assume get more complicated, and then that I assume part ruined it because they didn't get more complicated. I was hoping for like really intricate eras where it's like, okay, you have like the Blood Age, and then that Blood Age results in possible different ages for the future. But it was like, it was more like you had a straight line, and then you could occasionally branch off, but you always go back to the straight line. You always go to the same reality. And I was like, bro, that's exactly what you're not supposed to do. You should have like more branches, but instead they chose to go the lazy route, and yeah, that killed this game completely. Absolutely destroyed it. Like just nothing. Crazy. Like this is actually, I was talking about this with, for those of you that know him, of all people, I don't know if anyone here used to or still does watches Marbozir, but I used to watch Marbozir play XCOM. Also almost 100K subscribers. Nice. I used to watch Marbozir play XCOM all the time when I was younger. He still does Let's Play stuff, and obviously I don't really watch Let's Play stuff anymore. But when I was a kid, he still does XCOM. Damn, I used to watch a lot of XCOM Let's Plays and all that. Right. I was talking with him of all people. He had paid very close attention to Millennia's downfall, and it's crazy how much Millennia did. It's minus 72% in one month. Lost like everything. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Watch City Games. Yeah, I watched him for XCOM back in the day. But yeah, he and I were talking about this. I wanted someone to talk about with it. I mentioned I messaged in like a sort of content creator paradox thing. I think Lathe want to revive it like Rome. Absolutely not. No. Imperator Rome deserves to be revived, especially with Invictus. Imperator Rome without Invictus, I don't know if it deserves to be revived. I haven't played it without Invictus, but with Invictus, that's definitely worth reviving. Yeah, insane how much this game died. Absolutely crazy. I don't think I've seen a game die like this before. Really. I'm very excited for Norland though, and because I have like a working relationship with Hooded Horse, I should be able to get early access for this. People say AI will never reach human levels of conscience, but Lathe has been making videos for years now. Is he an AI? Is that what you're saying? He's pretty human. Rome was really underrated. Yeah, I assume so. I haven't played it without Invictus, so I really don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you what the base game is like. I've only played it with Invictus, but I assume it's not that different because it's the same base game. It's very exciting though. We'll see though. We'll see how it does. The other game flopped. A lot of published Paradox games are really doing shitty. Is the little Lamplighters League? What is it called? Little Lamplight League? Starts. Is that what it's called? The Lamplighters League, whatever. I was thinking of Fallout 3. This game like didn't even have a good start. It just like the moment it came out, it had nothing and then it died. Like crazy how this game. I remember like did Northern Lion play this game? Because I remember seeing content creators play it. If you look, I think. Yo, hold on. I was playing Civ 6. Lamplighters League. Like I think people. This game had people playing it. Like didn't take off at all. Yeah, Northern Lion played it. See, look, like I love Northern Lion. This he played it, and this guy is really big. This is like a very big streamer slash YouTuber. If you don't know, he's also from the same city as me. So there's that. Very big YouTuber and content creator. Very like old guard. He's been around for a long time. This guy played it. The game was only got fucking 69 fucking players, man. Like, damn. 690, but 69 is a funny number. That's all you got. Like insane how you can have, imagine like the conversion, right? So let's say that when you sponsor someone, you're expecting what's called a conversion rate, right? Which is how many impressions, which is how many people watch the video basically, how many of them become players. Now to be clear, this was not the only person who was sponsored to play Lamplighters League, but 73,000 views, right? 70,000 views. 690. If you pop out a calculator real quick, okay. Yeah, well, 690 is what percent? We do 73,000 divided by 600. That is Wait, did I do that right? No, I didn't do that right. I did it the other way around. I'm sorry. The other way around. It's 690 divided by 73,000. My math is annoying. We're talking about, multiply this by 100 to get the percent. We're talking about less than 1%. Okay, we're talking about 0.9 rounding down. Rounding down because it's 0.94. 0.9% of the people that saw this video, assuming that's every impression was this video, chose to play it. But to be clear, more than just Northern Lion was sponsored. Okay, insane. Like how it just fell off. So even like IGN review, like that's probably less. This is less comparable to like a streamer getting sponsored. I guess you started to play CK3, not yet. No. But like absolutely insane how nobody cared about this game. Really crazy. Like I can't even imagine this. Imagine being the developers for this. That's peak for slow views in the video, to be fair. Yeah, of course. I mean, you wouldn't expect the conversion rate to be like 1-to-1. Like if that video got 100,000 views, you wouldn't expect like 100,000 players. But if you got 100,000 views, you might expect like 1,000 players to come out of that video, right? You might expect like that would be like a 10%. No, that would be 1%. So I guess actually this checks out, but we know that's not the only video, right? Yeah, but imagine being the developers of this game, right? So who developed Lamplighters League? Who developed this? What happened to the company? I'm very curious. Hairbrained Schemes. Oh, but they're like a. Okay, they're owned by Paradox. Okay. Oh, well, they parted ways this year, probably because of this game. That's what I would imagine. Because yeah, see how the game came out just before January, and then it did terribly, and they probably parted ways like right when that happened. Like you got to feel for these developers who, like, that must really suck. I wonder what they're doing now. They did BattleTech, okay. Sucks for these guys though. They still have this. Even though they probably still have this. This is probably like a dead company because they should update this if they parted ways, right? Oh wait, no, it just says this. Oh, sorry, no, they don't own the code. They just own the games, which they do own the games. Okay. Yeah, so they're saying contact Paradox. You can help with those games. Okay. Well, I wonder if they're working on anything. Anyway, point is, really sucks for these guys. Above if anyone loses out whenever this kind of thing happens, it's those developers, right? I wonder who these. Can we find these 30 people? Who's playing this game? That new Sim Clones is gonna be awful too. I guess we'll find out. I haven't even been following it because I don't really care. But yeah, I don't think we're good with not enough players. I'm curious. Let's see how many people, right? I mean, this is quite respectable compared to other stuff, right? But yeah, it looks like it did fall off. But to be fair, like this is not that bad, like 35K to 1K. Like okay, there's better, but there sure is a lot worse. This is pretty comparable to Manor Lords of all things. It's pretty comparable in terms of the fall off. Although Manor Lords is a bit it's actually a little bit better than Manor Lords, but obviously this is a larger number. In terms of absolute numbers, way better, but you have about a similar fall off to Manor Lords there, where it's like you're getting like about 10% ish, or is that even? I guess this is more like 3%, so it's a bit it's a bit worse. This is like almost 5%. Yeah, it's like 6% ish. I'm just doing in my head math, but it's not bad. Definitely isn't. It's also an older game, so you expect it to fall off a little more. See, in the time frame that it shares with Manlords, it actually kind of did better in terms of like its first month retention. See that it kept quite a few players around, and then now, obviously, after a few years, yeah, after many years, it's now fallen off. Did pretty good. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of wasting my time right now. What am I doing? Game still being seeded on torrents. Yo, so true and real. I guess I don't really have much more to say about the dev diary. I mean, you can look back at it, but yeah, I have I'll put my notes back up here. this, if you want me to just wrap up the dev diary real quick, I am yapping. I do be yapping. If you want me to wrap up the dev diary, here's the real question. This is what's going to determine if DLC is good or not. Not to reduce it, not to be overly reductive, but this is the $1,000,000 question. You know, why would I play an admin empire compared to a feudal empire? Because clan, right? Clan did this successfully. Playing a clan feels different because you have like you have like different interactions that don't feel so foreign that you don't feel like it feels icky, you know. But it's like that was good. The clan stuff was good, but this is gonna, you know, we're gonna have to see what they do, how it feels to play. Um, you know, but this is gonna be what's determined. Yeah, I stopped playing Manlords because I feel like I more or less like solved it. So Manlords is a very chill. In my review, I mentioned how it's very beautiful and it's very chill, and it's very nice to play, just because it's beautiful to look at. You know, it's nice, but it's not really like it's not really very engaging. It felt like, which is fine. It might get more engaging later, um, but it's like, yeah, you know, it was a fun game, and I played it for how many hours did I play it for? I mean, fuck. Um, I played it for. Let me see. You're gonna search in some conflict. Yeah, exactly. But that's okay to not even. See, I played it for 22 hours, right? Now, one thing is, Paradox games have rotted my brain in regards to like video game value. 22 hours is good, you know, like for a well, it's $50 game, but I have Paradox brain rot where if I don't get 1,000 hours of a game, it's like a scam. This happened to me with Resident Evil 4, the remake, right? So I played the Resident Evil 4 remake for 42 hours. And after I was done with it, I remember thinking to myself, "Oh man, I only played for 42 hours. Like, dude, I feel like I wasted my money." And then I remembered that it's not a Paradox game. I don't have to play this shit for 1,000 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay just to play a game for like 40 hours and think, yeah, okay, I did good. I played Manor Lords for about like 22 hours. Then I was like, yep, I had fun. I'm done with the game now. And I may come back to it when it's updated one day. But the Paradox Brain Rot is real. I can't play a game anymore and just play it for like, you know, a couple tens of hours and then be done. It's got to be like, oh yeah, I got like a couple 100 hours out of that. Like, bro, what the fuck? I'm almost at 1,000 hours in Victoria 3, by the way. Very exciting. Very exciting. Much wow. Almost at 1,000 hours. I got 910 hours in Victoria 3. Not bad. Yeah. It feels that way though. It feels like you have to get the value out of it, but like, you're good. I think one thing I want to talk about real quick, since we're kind of here, I want to talk about the mega campaign stuff. I want to talk about mega campaign stuff because I really want to do more of the mega campaigns. To bottom of my brain too. Yeah, I can totally see that. So current, the current. Let's talk about the state of the mega campaign. Current mega campaign status. Okay. The EU4 video is being edited, but it's a slow process. I have, you know, 10 hours of footage to get through. So it's a slow process, but it's currently being edited. All the writing is done, all the voice recordings are done. They're just editing it together, and it's gonna take a little while, okay? Vic 3 DLC is coming very soon, and I was dissatisfied with how the Vic 3 section that campaign went. So I think I'm gonna abandon the mega campaign at EU4. And to be honest with you, I think most of you are gonna be pretty chill with that. Because let's be honest here, what was the best part of the mega campaign? It was the EU4 section. The secret section was fun. The EU4 section I feel like was the best part of the mega campaign. I think most people are not gonna be too upset about losing out on the Victory section. I didn't like it. I didn't like what happened in the Victory section. I think I have to go through and I think it'll be better with the new DLC that's gonna revitalize it because Vic 3 just kind of like was already bad enough, but then playing it in this really janky converted save where things weren't really working right because of like, you know, how the industries weren't built, kind of just like made it really bad. It was Japan, weren't it? Yeah, it was just Japan just building an economy. It wasn't very entertaining. So we're gonna scrap. So we're gonna finish the EU4 section. It is repetitive, exactly. It was kind of whatever. We're gonna finish the EU4 section. Maybe add a short addendum just explaining what happened in Vic 3 and not bother with Hoi 4. So Hoi 4, in the future, Hoi 4 is always gonna be a fun little community multiplayer thing because converted Hoi 4 saves suck. And this is because there's not enough industry, there's no focuses, like just everything gets stripped out when you do the conversion. So that's how we're gonna handle Hoi 4. Hoi 4 is gonna be like more of like more of a celebration of reaching the end of the mega campaign. That's more what it's gonna be. More so than like really trying to do something interesting. That's what it's gonna, just we did it. We did all the games. Now throw the community into it. Pick your favorite country, go play it, and then whatever, right? That sounds like a fun way to do it. Um, video here. Okay, so I want to do a new mega campaign. Okay, so I want to do a new mega campaign. I'll do a new one. Okay, but I want to wait to do the Victoria section until the Victoria comes out. What's you need for a mega campaign? Just need oh, there's like if you Google like Imperator to CK3 converter, like there's a team that does all the software for the conversions, and you just follow their stuff. So Google Imperator Rome to CK3 converter, and then there'll be like a GitHub thing, and you can go download it. And there's like a README. That's all you need. That's all you need, but it helps to have some modding experience so that you can mess with some of the you can mess with things. By the way, I want to do another mega campaign. IR to CK3 to EU4 and then to Vic 3. Okay. And then to Hoi 4. But we wait until Sphere of Influence for Vic 3. That way, we can get some of that stuff. I have a scratch my experience, bro. Well, I will say that paradox modding is not very hard. You can learn it very quickly. But Scratch won't help. Scratch will not be very easy. But yeah, you can just just go look at the code. You'll figure it out. It doesn't take a big brain to figure it out. How do I want to do this though? So I want to like sign certain days to being mega campaign days. So I don't know what days though. Like I want to have like mega campaign Friday or something like that. I don't know if it'll be Friday or not because remember we had the Elden Ring Fridays and that was kind of fun, but then I stopped doing that because no one was watching it. Which, to be fair, is a self-defeating tactic because people might have watched it if I kept doing it. But we'll open that can of worms another day. I think like how we want to do this because previously I was just doing it like one after the other, but then people miss so much, right? I think if it's more scheduled, to be better. We could also do it as like eras, right? So we could also do it as like we have like we have basically two options. Two options. Either one, like an entire week is dedicated to just mega campaign stuff. Do like one day each week is mega campaign stuff. I don't know. Would you like CK3 to Vic 3? The 3 or 4 I've played, them two are my favorite. Well, I want to do the full Imperator to Hoi 4. I think that'll be really fun. Imperator's a long game though, eh? Like Imperator is a lot of game time. So like as you advance down the chain of games, they get shorter and shorter. So Imperator Rome is like by far the longest one, but I don't know if you want to play all the way to like, in theory, it's Imperator Rome with the extended timeline mod. You can just go like all the way to CK3 basically, but I don't know if we want to do that. Probably we would stop it around like 300 AD. It's to release sooner, years maybe. I don't know. Thinking about it, I don't even know why I'm planning this live. I probably should plan this off stream so I can like plan it without pressure. But with time, I'm definitely gonna play. Yeah, we're gonna play IR with Invictus, the Crisis of the Third Century, Cultural Conflation. Like, basically the whole mod list that Blodge made for me. So I guess I can send you. Hold on, let me just because Blodge made me a mod list and I just use it because I trust him. He's a Giga Chad. Let me see if I can check my section. This collection. This is basically the mods that I use. Splotch put it together for me. I mean, they're it works for me. I just trusted him. You know? Stream Saturday and release recap on next Friday with stream notification. But I want it to be that each video is one game, so I think I'd just do it like, But then again, I was thinking about like maybe doing like so trying to milk more content out of the mega campaign, Sounds evil, but have it like so let's say I stream on like a Saturday and it's like a 6 hour stream, let's call it that, right? That's not enough to complete any of these games. All these games take more than 6 hours to complete. So I would take those 6 hours and then condense it into like a stream highlights thing that can be uploaded, and then alongside that, begin writing the script for it. Begin writing the script for it, um, and then I can have the script because one mistake I made is I chose to make the script. What's up, dreams? I chose to make the script kind of all at once once the campaign was done, but it makes it take way too long to make the videos. Because to give you an idea, I can show like I can show my editing software real quick because I have so much to go through. It's like for EU4, it's so much to do. I can do it. I did it with CK3, for example, and I've done long projects before, but it takes so long. It's gonna take a while for this file to open. I just started opening it. I'll tell you when it's open because it's gonna take a while. Um, but yeah, I want to like I don't want it to be so long between videos. Basically, I don't like that it's taking me so long to make videos. How fun is it to mod CK3? I find it very fun, but I'm a nerd. A mega campaign again. Well, I want to keep doing mega campaigns because I think they're really good content. And they cover all the Paradox games. It's very good for like viewership and stuff. But I'm trying to think about how to do it wisely. I want to do like I want to engage in it wisely. There's also the modding thing, right? So there's also the modding stuff. So there's also modding to think about. Um, like as I become a better modder, I can mod faster. When is Industrialist mod coming out? Oh man, I kind of lost interest in it. I was so close to finishing it too. That's the thing that pissed me off. I was really close to finishing it and lost interest in it. Unfortunately, when it comes to modding, um, unfortunately, it's like I have to have an interest in it. If I'm not interested, I'm not gonna do it. Otherwise, I can't sit down and just make myself make a mod. So I was almost done it and lost interest. Maybe I want I could mod faster, but for now, it takes a while to develop even a simple mission tree for EU4 or a handful of culture traditions. CK3, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would slow down the process so much, but it could be such a unique thing. Like, I think that this like making little mods could be so unique and interesting as content. Hmm. I don't know. Why am I even planning this on stream? You guys are getting to see my content creating secrets. It's no good. Also, I gotta use the washroom pretty soon. I keep farting, and eventually it's gonna not be a fart. You know what I mean? Sorry. A couple more farts, it's not gonna be a fart anymore. I know I just said sorry and I did it again, but I remember the doing mods live actually was pretty good content. We could assign the weekly day slash no. Yeah, I think the weekly day is a better system. So we could assign the weekly day in between or we could do the no, that wouldn't make sense. It'd be modding. What's in the dev diary? There's a lot of stuff in the dev diary. I kind of already went over it. Um but to to summarize my feeling about it, um, this is the $1 million question for this DLC. That's basically like, will the management of governors be different and fun enough to justify playing an admin part? Also, this file just finished loading. Let me show you like how much stuff I have to get through. This. Cool. Play capture. This is my timeline for editing, right? So this is like the raw video of the EU4 campaign. And notice this doesn't even go to the end. So if you look here, this is at this point we've already reached 12 hours of footage. Okay? And if we look here, we're in 1659 in the top right corner. 1659. So there's at least another 8 to 10 hours of footage here. So make this number like 20 hours. Editing through 20 hours of footage to put it to about 36 minutes of voice recordings. Actually, there's more though. It's actually more than this. I just haven't finished all the voice recordings. Then I thought I finished them all, but no, I haven't. I think I've put them in the timeline yet. I haven't put them in the timeline yet. But yeah, it's supposed to be about an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes ish, of voice footage. Yeah. So it's gonna be. It takes a long time to put together the this U4 video. I think it's a good idea maybe to do like every week, like every week what do you call it? Every week we play it through the mega campaign, and then as I go, I'm gonna write the script for the story. Okay, so that way it's like I have that way I have I don't write the script at the end when it takes long because the script takes a while to make, and I can even edit it together as I go. That's a good idea. Okay, go on. Strategy. Okay, content strategy. Right. Okay. So like each week, do let's say like 6 to 10 hours of the mega campaign, and script and in the days between each week of playing, script and edit as much as you can. Because I think it'd be okay to do that, right? Like obviously, a story is nice when you write it knowing the whole story, right? But it's okay to kind of I can always make little edits later and stuff. There's no problem. Do that, and then um upload stream highlights to get traction for it. That'd be kind of cool. Some stream highlights. I don't really do stream highlights, and I really should. The problem is, I go on tangents so much. It's hard to cut stream. I imagine if I hired an editor, he'd hate me. He or she, or they'd hate me because I go on these tangents, and then it's hard to cut. It's really hard to cut a stream nicely when the streamer goes on tangents. I'd have to be more like YouTube focused, and that's hard for me. But yeah, maybe I gotta get good though. Maybe that's what I gotta do. Attraction for it. Once the campaign is once once one particular game is done, work on to do the conversion, work on modding the conversion. So ready for next game. And then I don't know if I guess and then in the meantime, here we go. In the meantime, upload regular Giga Chat stories because those don't take very long to make. If I just do like a 30-minute 20 to 30-minute Giga Chat story where I play like 100 years, it take very long to make. I like this. Good. Wait, do you think Landless gameplay could look like? I'm afraid that it would just be a bunch of events to click and upgrade your state every once in a while. Yeah, I mean, so one thing that we saw that was interesting here, I'll go back to actually talking about Dev Diary for a second, was we saw that like in this decision over here, Right, so if you look at this, we see that in the top right, there's contracts. And that, I believe, is what landless characters do, is they do contracts. And I think that we don't know very much, if anything, about contracts yet. But what that is going to determine the quality of landless gaming. Infinite screen. Oh, because of the display capture. Yeah. Yes, yeah. No, what the quality of this contracts tab is going to be what determines the quality of landless gameplay. I'm pretty sure. I missed the HS stories. I missed them too. I think I've just been like really I've been really wishy-washy on what I want to do. So sitting down and like kind of deciding what the content's going to be is going to be what brings the content back. Because I've been like, oh, I don't know what I want to make. Do I want to do the modding stuff? Do I want to do like gay chat stories? Do I want to like whatever? Obviously in the near future, I have early access to Victoria 3's DLC, so I've just been playing that like nonstop. We're gonna make lots of content about that, but okay. I think for now, I think it's a good tactic though. I think it'll work out nicely to just do it this way. Do like mega campaign plus highlights from mega campaign, and then once that mega campaign's done, uh, do like some regular stuff in between while working on the mod. I like this chat. I like this. I feel confident in this strategy. Okay. I think for now though, I kind of want to end the stream. I'm ending the stream just because I could play CK3, but I don't really want to be frank, I'm sorry guys. I don't really want to play CK3 right now. I want to play Victoria 3 because I got the DLC access, and also I want to work on the EU4 video because I want to get that out. So although I did say maybe, so you know, don't feel too disappointed. I said maybe CK3 after, but I'm just not in the mood. I'm in a Victoria 3 mood. Sounds like a bit like burnout, kind of. Yeah, it's also been I've just been really like stressed these past couple months to be honest. Just because of how it's like you know, my first time living without my parents, living like with my partner, and we're both first time living without our parents, right? So we have to get used to it, and it's definitely been a little stressful. So that's been kind of contributing to like the lack of videos and all that. But it's a weird thing where because the videos are also my money, it's like there's stress from not having as much money because obviously I have expenses to pay for now, right? But then because of the stress, I don't work as much, and then I have less money, so it makes it more stressful. Funny how that works. But I've had a couple weeks to kind of settle in. After like kind of the chaos of the, but basically past couple months have just been total chaos. Then the past couple weeks have been like settling in, and now I feel pretty settled in. So you say anything about the DLC, enjoying it, it's complicated, etc. I can't say a ton, because of the NDA, but I can say that like I'm playing it a lot, and that's a good sign that I'm playing it a lot. It's an interesting DLC. It does shake up the game a bit. So far I find that it evolves the game in a way that that I think will make Victoria 3 worth revisiting. That's a good way to put it. Worth revisiting because a lot of people probably have, you know, I'm curious about the Steam charts now. Let me Steam chart Victoria 3. Curious. It's actually, you know, that's not bad. I would have thought this was worse. That's not bad at all. Obviously it's a huge fall off, but this would be probably when like, you know, DLC came out. You know, it's actually interesting to me how this has been doing okay. Yeah. By the way, I'd say it's a very interesting DLC. I'm not sure how I need to play it more. To like even if I didn't have an NDA, like so I can't really tell you like exactly what I think. But even if I didn't have an NDA, I couldn't give you a proper opinion. I need to play it a lot more. So far I've played as America. I've played as a sick empire, and I have formed India, and that is recorded, so that'll be a video. Um, all of that's in the base game, so there's nothing about the NDA in there. You know, just I formed India, but by alternative means through the new DLC mechanics. Played America, did some interesting stuff with America. That I can't tell you about because that's gonna be DLC stuff. That's probably NDA covered. What else did I do? I played a short game as Prussia. Again, I formed Germany just to kind of see what that's like with the new DLC. Again, can't share details of what it was like, but I've done that, and that would just play like 1860. I didn't play super long, but I have 2 full campaigns under my belt, and I need to play. Maybe that gives you a hint as to the DLC. I need to play more campaigns to really experience all of it, because it's a lot. It's a shake up. It's a big shake up to the game. Great game stuff, not yet. I haven't even gotten to great game stuff because that's all just journal entries, and that's like the least important thing to me. I've been focusing almost entirely on figuring out nationalization and privatization because you guys remember from the dev diaries, nationalization stuff. That's where my big focus is. That's what I've been focusing on. So I did like a laissez-faire style America, and then I did like a more like nationalized kind of sick empire. And I can't, obviously I'm not going to reveal too much there, but that's basically what the first campaigns have been. And both of those will become videos, so you'll see my like first impressions with it because I recorded all of it. Yeah, that's about all I can really reveal. Performance is better. Again, I'm not sure if I can even reveal that, but that's not really to do with DLC. I'll just tell you the performance. They've really kicked up the performance. That's been good, but I can't reveal much more than that. That might even be an NDA problem actually to say that the performance is better. Not sure. But yeah, it's a small thing. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna end the stream now. I think we're gonna find someone to raid real quick. Find someone to raid. Exclamation point clip. Yeah, send it to Paradox. I don't think it is though. I'm just talking about this. Whatever. Who are we gonna raid today? The raid browser? I don't know what this is. What does it look like? Interesting. Yeah, I'm good. I think I gotta just look at my following list. So there's generalist, F124. Wait, what is Sayuza playing? What the he's playing F1? Bro. What the what the Europeans, man. Freaking Europeans. Insane. What about Northern Line? I'm not gonna read Northern Line. Hell no, he's too big for me. Let's see what journalists is doing.
There are horses out there. Let's start bringing that guy back.
Let's see if journalist responds to me quickly, I'll rate him.
Yo, Vic 3 update looking whack, bro. Y hexes.
Okay, he responded quickly.
Victoria 3.
Turn-based Vic 3.
Big dice.
Alright, he responded quickly, so we'll rate him.
You just finished your stream. You were streaming like going over CK, right? Or something like this? Or are you still streaming? Oh, did you raid me? Let's see. No, you didn't. Okay. I would talk to you about redacted, but it's redacted.
Bro, he's so right. How about Siri? What's he doing? Sirigath's one of my bros. Is he if he's pogging? Maybe we'll raid Sirigath.
Mine is a little devil that doesn't really cuddle unless her bowl is empty. Fucker. But I still love her, what can you do? I understand. I still try to pet her and whatnot, but obviously if I see that she's not comfortable and whatever, I'll let her be. I don't pressure her into it and stuff. I think that's key.
Was he talking about a cat or a girl right now?
Talking
about cat.
The best way to handle cats is to just kind of like let them be and do their own thing.
Okay. All right, let's raid Siri. Journalists can suck it, bro. Journalists can suck it.
How are you feeling, by the way, Herbie?
Let's raid Siri.
Also, what's up, Darky?
He already said what's up.
I don't know if I said hi or didn't. Sorry, I'm old.
You already said what's up.
Yeah, I don't know if we're pogging today. I guess we'll see. I mean, we're almost done with the setup, so...
He says he's not sure if he's pogging.
I already said what's up. Oh, man, forgive me, please.
Yeah, he already said what's
All the
up, but
secret
it's okay. We'll
tacos
forgive him.
Don't hold it against me.
We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him.
Doing okay? Yeah.
We'll forgive him.
So
Alright.
we haven't played Warframe much. So
We'll
I guess
raid
we
him.
can
We'll
make
raid
it
him,
to our
boys. We'll
server.
raid Sirgath. I do enjoy
There's a new
I do
patch
enjoy
coming. To be
Elden
fair, I
Ring
haven't
stuff.
played Warframe much either,
Thanks everyone for being here. Look at the dev diary with me. I really appreciate it.
there's a pretty big patch
Let me
coming.
mute while we're doing this. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to DLC coming out. Obviously, I have my reservations, and I think I have a pretty okay criteria for whether that DLC will be good. Just it's obviously it's reductive. Just say pull it down to like this one thing, but I think it'll be a really good litmus test for if it's like a good DLC or not. Is if they can make the systems feel unique enough and interesting enough to be worth using, like they did with Ikta. So, for example, with clans, right, the different the tax system was like an engaging system that felt different enough to be justifiable, right? But if we just have viceroys, like who the hell cares, right? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Either way, I appreciate you guys kind of sitting down as well and like watching me talk about content strategy and stuff. That's always fun for me. But either way, I gotta go now because we're rating. So bye bye everyone. Bye bye. See you later. We're gonna watch Series. Bye bye.